family? Welcome to King Talking on Lapeef Network. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. I don't have no sound effects right now, but we got Mr. Let Go, Trio AC from Crew Season, Trigger Mike, B Madden, Louise, Mindset Mogul, Bruiser, me myself from Lapeef J. What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Feeling good, JR. How you doing tonight?
No complaints, man. Happy Tuesday. It's that time again.
Been working hard.
There it is. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah. It's good to
What's
see you guys.
happening?
What's going on?
I thought I had the commercial. The commercial didn't come on. I was like, oh. I thought I had 2 more minutes.
You know what?
He was on Pornhub. He thought he had 2 more minutes on Pornhub.
I was on the phone.
Yeah.
This dude don't say. I ain't even gonna say the word again. This Bruce hilarious.
Hey, I'm over here checking out the setup. Let Go. I see the lights now.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Trying to do something different.
Yeah, man. I see the Christmas tree in the back too, man. It's nice.
Yeah, man. Trying to do a little something. Bringing the Christmas spirit all year.
Okay. I see you. Well, good to see you, gentlemen, man. Shout out to the sponsor, T. Shanley, Uncomplicated Skincare for Men. Make sure you guys go ahead and click that link in the description. 30% off along with a free gift. Shout out to the sponsor, T. Shanley again. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get the likes up early. Typically, whenever we start a stream, the likes are down for some reason. If you're just watching, just want to be here, at least hit the like button. You don't have to super chat. All we asking for is just that you hit the like button. Let me see what we got in the chat. Jolie, shout out to you. Rashawn Ali, what's going on, brother? When you come back to King Talk, I see you in the chat as well. Sean Gates, Marcellus Davis. Let's make sure we mute in between them. Hearing the echo. I don't know if it's from me or not. I'll put the headphones if so. City Boy 313. Who else we got? Shout out to our Fishing to Fit, all the Green Gang. If you'd like to become a part of the Green Gang, that link is pinned to the top of the chat. Just make sure you click that link, and that's how you go green. With that being said, let's go ahead and get this show started. It's going to be a great show. Make sure you share the stream if you haven't already, because we had just begun. A lot of gems are going to be dropped tonight, is what I anticipate. Our first topic of the night, we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Explains why he never got married. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip for the context.
You married?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking to get about. Hey, I'm about to be 55. I'm about to be double nickel.
Double nickel, yeah.
Double nickel. So
what you think about it though?
I want to get.
Wait. Let's pretend these cameras ain't here.
Yeah.
It's me and you, Bob Sharpe. I've been talking like they ain't here anyway. What your views on marriage? What do you think?
I would have loved to have gotten married earlier in my career, but my career was the most important thing. So I was no good. I was a terrible father. I probably was a terrible brother, a terrible son. I definitely was a terrible boyfriend because football was the most important thing.
Right.
I was consumed with that. And I was consumed with that because I wanted to get my grandmother and my family out of the conditions that I grew up in. And I said, if I had kids, I didn't want them to spend 1 hour, let alone a year like I spent. So I focused on that. That was the only thing that mattered.
Right.
And I had a lot of women say they could be okay with being with number 2 to football. But when it came right down to it and they see how devout I was in it, they couldn't be.
Right.
And I said, okay. But now I started to realize that as I've gotten older in my life, everything that I've accumulated doesn't mean anything if I don't have anybody to share it with. And it took me spending time alone to realize that, yes, Shannon, you're great at what you do. You're in the Hall of Fame. You accomplished a lot. But at the end of the day, who do you share it with?
That was the clip, the context. Shannon Sharpe explains why he never got married. Often in this space, we often talk about women dying alone. In this case, he's saying he don't want to die alone. He focused on his career, and now that he's older and he's done with his career, he don't have nobody to share life with. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think that men should be focusing on marriage? Do you think that men don't want to die alone? Are you in agreement with sharing a life with somebody? I'm gonna go ahead and start with Louise first. What are your thoughts, sir?
Well, I'll say this. They say that being married, you will have a longer life expectancy versus being single. I don't know how true that is. Apparently, from what I saw, it was like only a difference of like 2 years. But I think the pandemic gave him a lot of time to sit back and kind of reflect on his life, on his career and accomplishments, and realize that he found himself spending more times in a room with four walls by himself and no one to share intimate conversations or space, outside of just Sports Center or his talk show. So, it shouldn't have gotten to 55. It shouldn't have taken to get to 55. I know he said he has children, but I mean, he wasn't really serious to begin with because he was just having his fun. He was having his way. I mean, if we're gonna be real and call a thing, he was just enjoying, the moment, the spotlight. He thought that it would never go away, especially after football, and he didn't prioritize marriage because if he did, he would have found himself at least a few decent candidates that he could have, locked down. But I think he's just looking back at hindsight 2020 and realizing that you'll be remembered for all these great accomplishments, but you will never have somebody who you gave your last name to who was there on your dying bed. So how you?
Okay, before I go to the next person, I just wanted to ask you like your thoughts about it when it comes to your life. Are you looking to be married before you reach the age 55?
To Luis or everybody?
No, I was talking to like Luis because he has. I know some of the guys I married, and I just wanted to know if.
Oh no, I'll definitely marry before 55.
Okay, so it is something that you want to do. Okay, I know we got some married men on the panel. I'm pretty sure that was your goal.
I mean, my parents have been together and married now for like 45 years, right? They've been together a long time, retired together, so. And also on my mother's side, it's like 85% of everybody's married. So we just come from that type of family.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go to you, Mr. Lego. What are your thoughts about it? Shannon Sharpe explains why he never got married.
I would urge Shannon Sharpe not to get married because marriage can't be an afterthought. It's what the independent women love to sit around and say. Oh, I got 2 kids and I got my career and I got all this money. Now all I need is a husband. No. A man or a woman, they're not afterthoughts. They're not an accessory on top of the cake. You feel me? You can't just run around and get all this stuff and now you're like, oh, now I want to get married. That's not how it works. That's another person. And I think men and women don't necessarily look at the opposite sex as another person. We look at that person as the icing on some cake or the next thing or something, So no, I hope Shannon Sharpe does not get married because you can tell by how he sounds. If that's not what you want, that's not what you want. You can't wake up one day, I want a wife, and it sounds like, because I don't know him, it sounds like that's what he's saying. So I would say no, because I was married and I value the marriage. I value the family. I value, like, it's remnants of my marriage still out there. Just the way me and my kids operate, me and my ex-wife, we don't talk or whatever, but sometimes she be in a car. Like, I know her mama, my kid's grandmama. Like, I know the whole family. So it's like, it's remnants of my marriage out there where it's a family aspect to being married. It's not just you find a woman and you settle down with them. It's so much bigger than that. And to a person that's just like 55 and never really cared or thought about marriage, he don't need to get married because he's going to get screwed over by somebody that just wants him for his money, because he is just going to want her for a wife. But it's so much bigger than that. Just looking at my whole family aspect is so much bigger than that. So I would say no. But I personally do want to get remarried because I always looked at myself like there's something missing because I enjoy being married so much. So yeah, I want to get married.
Do you want any more kids, Mr. Let Go?
The answer is no, but for the right woman, I'll do that. That ain't no problem. Because my whole thing is I love kids, right? So If I meet a woman who has kids, no. But if I meet a woman who doesn't have kids and that's the woman I want to be with, the answer is yes. Altogether, I love kids. I don't even want to like settle down with a woman with like grown kids because I love kids so much. So no, I'm down with whatever.
All right, Trill, what are your thoughts about it? Shannon Sharpe explains why he never got married.
Man, I think he came to that hard conclusion that he missed the boat. It's like my boy Smooth always say, man, and me and him go back and forth about this a lot, but he always say like it's so much harder to find a woman after you reach success because that success put holes in you, quote unquote, which is how he phrases it. And what he means by that is that I don't trust shit. I built this all on my own. I done became a millionaire. So how do I know that you here for me? And there's no real way to know until, you know what I'm saying, you get into the situation and then it unfolds how it unfolds. So that's just gonna make it that much harder. But I mean, he doesn't sound to me like he didn't want a relationship. It sounded like he tried. But he just was burdened with, you know, taking care of his family the same way that his brother was. You know, I don't know if y'all familiar with their story, but they come from extremely rough upbringings. You understand what I'm saying? No running water, 2-bedroom house that's 600 square feet with 10 people living in it. That's the circumstances, right? So when that's the case and you got a chance to go to the league, I'm sacrificing everything to get to the league and change those circumstances. So that was his mindset, and he speaks about that a lot. And the fact is that like a relationship requires a certain amount of time, effort, and energy that somebody that's that driven to dig itself out of that hole just does not have available. So you got to get lucky with the woman, and he just didn't get lucky and missed his boat. You understand what I mean by lucky is having a woman that can understand those circumstances and doesn't mind being second place. Just like he said in the clip, he said plenty of women agreed to it until it came time for you to get settled into that second place and get comfortable there. And then it's like, well, damn, yeah, how long you gonna do this? Like, well, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no time for me. I can't get no calls between practices or film session or weight room or nothing. Now all of a sudden, she said she was cool. Now she tripping. Because again, women can say what they want, but again, successful relationships require a lot of time, energy, and effort. And if you don't have them to give, you got to stay away from them. So I think he's commendable in that aspect, in my opinion, because he didn't drag a woman along like most people in that situation do and dog her out and cheat on her and neglect her and keep crying for her to come back. So you just keep doing the same thing and, you know, not accepting the fact that she'll never be number one priority until I'm done with this game. But it's a cost to that, and he's paying it now. So that's what I hear in his voice. And, you know, again, it's going to be hard pressed for him to find a woman. He's going to have to find a woman who has money also. You're going to have to find a woman that's within his field. But he's going to have to dig way back to childhood to go grab somebody that knew him before it. But just meeting a woman just out or on social media or at the club or at the library or grocery store, he's a superstar now. That's it. I mean, that success put holes in him, and he's paying for it.
All right, that's a good thought. Man, I said, Mogul, what are your thoughts about it? Shannon Sharpe explains why he never got married.
Yeah, I'm really loving Let Go's thoughts and Trill's thoughts because 100% fact. At this point, you're a star, right? But you do need people. I think all of our potential is actualized with other people. But at the same time, I truly believe that you can find love at any stage of your life. It just depends on how you're approaching it and how you're looking to create it, really. So for me, I love what he was doing. Just like Trill said, he was in a situation where, he had to get out. Like, his focus was his career. And you got to put that type of effort in. You got to, like, really be focused and locked down on this goal in order to achieve certain goals. And he did that. So, we don't know what his love life could be like later on. And maybe he could find that person. I'm sending him love. I hope he does find that person. But it could be hard. And it could be stressful. But once again, I do like the fact that he put his career, he did what he wanted to do, he accomplished his goal, and now he's looking for that next chapter in his life.
Okay. All right. Trigger Mike, what are your thoughts about it? Shannon Sharpe explained why he never got married.
I'm going to come at it from a different angle because, looking into his story, regardless of how he's feeling now, he created multiple broken homes. That's just a fact. So I get that he's feeling, and what he's feeling right now, I believe, is he's Shannon Sharpe. He don't have to die alone if he don't want to. But right now he's feeling empty. When you that age with those type of accolades, and you at the Lakers games arguing with Ja Morant's daddy, and you got your own show and all that stuff, that's cool. But when you got to look at those men who are husbands and fathers, and they got millions, and their legend is intact, and they got kids to carry on their legend, and those kids, he has the love and admiration of those kids. That'll take a toll on a man. It'll take a toll on him. And I think he's coming to grips with everything he's responsible for breaking in his life. So this just could be, penance for what he did. And, I remember back in the day, they said he caught a lawsuit for kicking his baby moms out of his house and all of that. But, maybe it's better that he wasn't married. I think I'm with Mr. Let Go, because he on the success route, on everything he's done with his career, both professional football and media, he's been phenomenal. But I really think, and that's why I say the husband and the father is the most celebrated person and will be the most celebrated person in history until the end of time, because that person had to do everything while maintaining a family. And I think he's realizing there's a huge hole in his legend when you didn't do it properly for those kids, when you ain't do right by that woman. There's a huge hole in your legend, right? So that's why I tell young cats today, man, you could be out here doing what you want to do, but when it comes down to it, my story, my autobiography, going to be a lot longer than yours. If you know what I mean, because it includes my wife and my kids, and they all showing up for the pictures and the interviews. That might not be happening for him, and that's probably what he's coming to grips with right now.
All right. Hey, Bruiser, what are your thoughts about it? Shannon Sharpe explains why he never got married.
Yeah, I might have a similar but a different thought on it. But I would say all men, will be faced with a sacrifice of choice. Those choices will relate to your current capacity or influence you can have on those that you chose to hold down or bring out of the struggle. He picked a sacrifice that doesn't complement a loving companionship. This path isn't for all men. Most men don't have the opportunity early on to take a sacrifice with this magnitude. Praise to the talented young brothers who can. But the bottom line is leaving a lasting impression on those you hold dear, whether it's a wife, a children, or a combination of both. I've seen men who took the other option by marrying the woman and the game, and it didn't quite work out, like Tom Brady. But, he had his career, his seed is sown. So perhaps now that he has created a space so that his children don't have to suffer like he has, maybe they can go and have a wife and do it the way most men do. That's how I look at it.
All right, B. Madden, what are your thoughts about it? Shannon Sharpe explains why he never got married.
Yeah, I missed the clip, but I'm familiar with the story and I follow him pretty well. I'm just going to say this, as somebody that's been an ex-football player and an athlete, and being around, family members and friends and whatnot and teammates that's been in the league for years and years, what they tell you is that you should marry the woman that was your college sweetheart, or someone that you got with when you were younger or early in your career. Because once you hit that certain level of fame, it gets really, really difficult. And I think, I can't remember, was it was it Trill speaking on it, or was it Let Go speaking on it, about, just different holes after you've had success. You don't know who's really there for you. And it's really, really difficult. And someone that's 55 years old, and has had success his entire career, and has had a second career and has had immense success with that as well, and is a Hall of Famer broadcaster, and he has huge YouTube show as well too. He's everywhere. So I don't think it's for a lack of opportunity. I think he has plenty of opportunity to date women and whatnot. I think it has to do with, I remember he dated Nicole Murphy for a time and some other people as well. So I think it's about getting people that's in the age group that he wants, you know, getting somebody that, you know, cares about him for him, which is already difficult enough, you know, instead of all the things that come with him. But honestly, I mean, the way that everything's set up now, he doesn't necessarily have to get married, but if he does get married, I mean, he has ways of protecting himself financially, you know, at this point. So I think it's literally a companionship thing at this point. But if he wants to get married, he'll do it for companionship. But aside from that, you know, when you've been doing it, when you're 55 and been single for that long, you are who you are. You stuck in your ways. It's really, really difficult to change, especially add somebody into your home, into your world, change your whole dynamic and your routine and everything. That's a lot. And to get used to living with somebody else and whatnot, that's a lot too. You know, she gonna get on your nerves, different things like that. I mean, that's a lot. That's a different dynamic there. So I don't know, but I just hope that he's happy whatever he decides.
I mean, what do you think about the concept of living together apart?
You cut out. I didn't hear the whole question.
Like people come together. I said, with that being said, what do you think about the concept or idea of people living, being together but living apart? Like she has her own place, he has a place. Obviously, it's more based on companionship and like a life partner, but like they're both kind of stuck in their ways, and you're talking about merging lives together. So, and that's now been. I see Cho just shaking his head like no, but
yeah,
that's been a conversation that's been been talking about for a bit.
Let me make it. Go ahead, B-Man. Go ahead, B-Man.
Yeah. I'll say this. I don't. Maybe in that kind of situation when it comes to that age group, maybe, 55, 60, whatever. If he's dating somebody that's in that same age range, that might be something. Or someone dating somebody. Or is have a companionship with somebody who has a lot of their own, who's already known, or something like that in the entertainment industry or something like that. I could see that, but I'm not a fan of it, and I don't, promote that in general. So,
let me say this because just as to add on. I think, especially athletes, now that I think about it in totality, I was just talking about this with one of my boys. A lot of them realize they should have got married. You absolutely should have got married.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all know the basketball player Trevor Ariza. Y'all heard of him before? My college roommate went to high school with him. So he came to Houston, Martin Luther King Day weekend when I first moved down here. He was like, I'm going to call my boy. You trying to go to the Rockets game? I thought his boy worked at the stadium. So his boy was Trevor Ariza. All right. Then we went to have dinner with his family. And we did that a few times while he came over the years. And Trevor Ariza told me a story about Kobe. And we were talking about his kids. I didn't have any kids yet. My boy didn't have any kids yet. And he said, somebody asked Kobe to give them, I think it was like Smush Parker, somebody, that was really like a scrub. It was like, give me pointers on my game. He thought Kobe was about to say, lace him up and take him to the gym. Kobe started talking to dude about life and how he needs to get his life situation together. He needs to get a woman. He needs to get a cook, right? You need to get your assets in order. He's like, I'm asking you for basketball advice. He said, get your life in order and your game will improve. I want y'all to count the NBA championships for the last 20 years and who the star player is. Are they married or not married? Who's winning? The married men are winning. They got their life in order. So he's looking at this. I think all men kind of look back at some point and say, did I make the right decision? Because I could have been winning way more had I made those decisions. I think that might be a key reason that most athletes, like you're going to see it, James Harden, right? I'm only talking about the people because I know, how they move in Houston. He out here moving around, right? But one day he might look back like, damn, I should have locked it down, bro. I might have me and Chris could have did 2 championships out here, right? So just food for thought.
Other than Russell Wilson, I just want to put that out there.
Wow.
He got a Super Bowl ring too, so you can't hate on him.
I'm just saying he sucks right now because he's married.
Okay, I see what you say. I see. I was like, okay.
It's
You got a
who he's
point.
married to. I'm just saying,
got a
your wife run around making independent woman songs, and you try to figure your life out on the football field. So that makes a lot of sense, because if his wife would sit her ass down somewhere, he can possibly win some games. But he worried about her running around twerking at gas stations and on Jeeps or whatever randomly throughout the season. He's like, yo, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? So he out here throwing interceptions, like you said, Trigger Mike, possibly because his wife is running around acting like an idiot. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I say all the time, man, about my wife being my parole officer. People always laugh at me when I say that, but she gives me structure. She does. Like when you got a woman at home, you're way more likely to do what you need to do instead of what you want to do. What you want to do a lot of times is detrimental to what it is that you're trying to build. You try to be out in the streets. I want to be standing on couches at the clubs with 2 bottles of Casamigos, Don Julio in my heads, and all type of stuff like that. A bunch of jewelry and crazy shit like that you're just not supposed to be buying. But when you got responsibilities, you're gonna be way less likely to do those things. I got to make sure my house straight. I got to make sure she good, the kids good, the insurance is good. I'm just way more focused on what I'm supposed to be focused on, and that kind of decreases the likelihood of me going out of bounds and doing something reckless, like I would do. So what Kobe was telling them is real, because I can only imagine at that level, bro. Like, you got millions of dollars, and baddest women in every city want you. Like, you going out and like it's just so much temptation around you. It's just like, and that's easy to take your focus off what you're supposed to be. But when you got a wife at home, don't get me wrong, some dudes still do it anyway, but you're way less likely to do it. So you're gonna be in that gym more, you're gonna be watching film more, you're gonna be whatever more, because again, your wife is on your ass about doing what you need to be doing. So yeah, man, that's I say it all the time. I love relationship trill way more than single trill. Way more.
Well,
And
Trill,
it's
I'm gonna
because
say,
I'm way more focused. I'm way more zened. I'm way more aligned. But single me is a different guy. Totally. So yeah, get that structure, man.
I'll say this, Trill. First off, I want to say this. I feel attacked because that's how my weekend was. So with the bottles and the Casamigos and the sections and all that, I am single.
We saw.
So don't do me like that, Luis. But I feel attacked, just so you know. But Trill is right though. He's absolutely right. I wanted to piggyback on what Trigger Mike was saying real fast. And it's a little bit what I was saying too. When it comes to athletes, and this is a little bit of a racial thing too, is that they've always told like the black athletes, the first rounder guys are gonna be lottery picks and whatnot. They said, don't get a girlfriend, don't date anybody, just focus on ball and have your fun. Like they all fast out here, they all hoes anyway. So don't even pay no mind. Just do you, enjoy yourself, have fun, live it up, party it up, and all that kind of stuff. But then they turn around and tell all the white athletes, hurry up and get married. Get your girl, get your high school girlfriend, your college sweetheart, whoever, get somebody your first year, after your first year, your rookie year, whatever, find somebody, settle down, get married. Because what they do is that they market a lot of the black athletes as this young, hot, single, rich dude, and he's in the videos and he's doing his thing or whatever on the boats, on the yachts. And then you've got the white athletes, they're more of a family man. So they market them as such. And then they end up getting a lot more deals because they want to support the family unit, and that type of stuff as well. So what's being marketed to our guys, athletes, and that the same was for Shannon when he was coming through, was, go out, do you, live your life, be single, mingle, all this and that. Don't settle down, live your best life, wait till you get older and more mature, whatever. And then they're telling the other guys, these guys, hey, get your wife, get started. And then as soon as they get their wife, boom, here comes the first kid. Then boom, here comes the second kid. I mean, they get started quick. and
Why
then
do
they
you, why do you
take
think
care
that
of
is?
that family structure
Why do you think that is?
because it's part of the destruction of the black household, the black family, all that kind of stuff. They want to keep us separated as much as possible. You know,
I
that's why so
thought
much division between black men and black women in different spaces as well.
I
So,
thought the
and they
white
want to keep
woman.
they can keep white families together. That's just
I
kind of
mean,
I thought the white
we
woman was less combative and okay with, hey, look, honey, I'm gonna be here, do what you do. I'm not gonna be clocking you and all this stuff. Versus a black woman, oh hell no, who is this bitch? And
well, let me add this too
Bruiser.
because
I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down
I'm
that
yeah,
just
road.
brother.
Oh,
saying.
you got
I
it, but
think
I'm not going to
I
go
think
down that
black
rabbit hole.
players,
He
especially in
has a
dominant.
point though, B man. I don't that might be something, you know.
Nah, I think
No, the majority of those guys are still married.
20-year-old
If they
black
get
girls
married, they end
acting
up with black
like,
women though.
yeah, I can
The
see
ma-
them saying, "Oh hell no, what you about to do?"
Yep.
you
I'm
still have
saying.
the majority of the
You
black guys are still marrying black women. You know, you still have those there's a lot of guys that are dating white women as well, but the majority are still,
talking about athletes though.
But we
yeah, I
still
know.
gotta
I know what I'm talking about.
we
Yeah.
gotta walk through mud when they don't have to walk through mud with the oh hell no type of stuff. With the mud is the attitude. So
There is
yeah,
some of that. Yeah, there is some of that for sure. And that, and
yeah.
again, that comes back to which one you choose and which one which one you want to build with and which one is just for right now or
I mean,
for
when you
right
look at
time, right now,
yeah,
and not for the
I can
long
when
see,
you
haul.
I
look
can
at the
see, I can see a
NBA,
black woman now. I'm gonna stay at the practice and get some shots up with Kobe. Oh hell no, you ain't staying there. You out there cheating. Who you with? I'm trying to work on my game. Kobe told me to stay out there until like
Kobe,
Kobe
that's
be
her
older.
name.
I
Kobe,
don't think dudes with
really?
millions of dollars be
Her
having
name is
that kind of
Kobe.
conversation, bro.
No, I'm saying the dude that I'm staying after with, I'm playing for the Lakers. I'm working out with Kobe. He said at the practice, I like to work out an extra 2 hours. All right, I'm gonna tell my girl, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hell no, you've been out all late. Now you need to come home. I can see that happening with a sister. I'm saying.
Nah, I don't see that happening
Nah,
with
I
a
don't
sister who want
know.
to keep her position in that
Shit.
house.
Exactly.
All right,
Right.
y'all
Right.
boys
I got
forgot what
millions of
sisters
dollars.
act
Shut up.
like.
No, Mike's
Shut up and
right.
make me a
Mike's right
sandwich
for
when I get
sure.
home.
Hey,
Have my
hey,
dinner ready. How about that?
you're in this mansion right quick. You know that.
Yeah, go ahead, fuck this
You
up
know,
if you want
go
to.
ahead and put that big wallet down. Say, what you got a problem with? What you say? Huh? You don't want me to shoot with who?
How
Oh
many
yeah, okay.
girls you heard?
Well,
How many black women you said, I don't give a damn how much money he make. He can't do nothing on me. He
Yeah,
can't
they're
exercise
lying.
his options.
Bruiser, they're
How many
lying.
times y'all heard that?
well, they're not really running their relationships. Then, if that's the case.
Yeah, and also they're not kept.
Because most of those guys are alpha. Most of those guys ain't dealing with that, and they know how many women are after they men too. So it's a different level of respect. It's a different level of, how
I'm just
they
saying,
deal with that.
how many white women you seen come on a live red table talk and say that they ain't getting enough attention, they need more attention.
Listen.
Well, you gotta remember those women ain't married. So I get what you're saying, but
Yeah, they not.
you
They
gotta look
not.
at single
Stephen
women versus
Curry wife was married.
Yeah, but they got open relationship now.
Oh,
After she went on that show
hold on. She
with her
got an open
mom too.
relationship.
oh,
She was on that episode. It was her, and she was on the episode with Steph's mom too. And they were both, all three of them, her, Steph's mom, and Jada, was all like, "You ain't getting enough attention, girl. You're not looking in the right places. You need to look. They looking. You need to look over here, look over there," and encouraging it. When then Steph's mom came out, found out Steph's mom was cheating on his daddy. So then their marriage broke up, and then now you got Aisha Curry and Steph. They got an open marriage now. So yeah.
So you saying he has an open marriage or they have an open marriage?
They have an open
They-
marriage.
Really?
An open marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's crazy. You was not finna
Yep.
be in my house getting your
Yo,
duties
let
beat up
go.
by somebody else. No way in
I
the
got a
world.
$250 million contract, but yet the tabloid, the paparazzi caught some other dude screwing my wife in my house while I was dropping threes at the Chase Center. Hell
No
no.
way in this world.
I'm killing somebody. I'm sorry.
I don't
Someone
know
dropping
how that's
threes
set
in
up.
her while you dropping threes at the no.
I don't know the dynamics. I don't know what their rules are, how they got it worked out, but they in an open relationship right now.
how come we never heard of this? We probably
It came out.
should-
That came out last season.
It was quiet news. It
That's
just
last season.
surfaced and then it went radio silent.
That shit should have went viral.
Let me say this
It
because
was out there. I don't know how it ain't go
Well, you
everywhere,
gotta
but it
remember,
was out
nobody
there.
really wants Aisha Curry, and ain't nobody finna try to mess with Aisha Curry out of respect for Steph Curry. Like, you know how many fans of Steph? Like, it's certain people you just won't do like that.
No, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on.
because first
He's
nobody
It's
right.
clout and knocking down the best shooter in the world. His wife.
I don't want Aisha Curry. That's the first thing.
No.
So she don't look good enough for me to put myself in that situation. And then at the same time, I don't want the stench of I don't slept with Steph Curry's wife. Like, I look like a weirdo. You know what I mean? Like,
Especially
the
if you're a
best
ball
shooter of
player.
all time. I don't slept with. That ain't no cool points.
So let me ask you this, Lego. Would you rather sleep with Cam Reddish's wife or Steph Curry's wife?
Who? I don't know.
I'm just saying it's a level to it, man. Being able to
No, it just depends on the woman. I don't care about no dude. I'm not sleeping with no woman because of a dude. I'm sleeping with them because of her. Because I or nobody else is trying to get with no Aisha Curry. She don't look good enough.
So that was something that was brought up on the show too, is that she couldn't understand why she couldn't get male attention. And the reason why she couldn't get the male attention she was so somehow seeking as a
The
married
respect.
woman is because everyone respects Steph Curry.
Yes.
They look like an amazing couple. They have great kids together. They have a
Yep.
beautiful family. They're wealthy as hell. He not running around on her. That's obvious that people know about. Like, they look like a great American family that's killing it. And he created a career for her and a lane for her to be on reality TV, for her to
Cooking
have
shows.
her own cooking shows, her own cooking utensil line, restaurant, all that kind of stuff. So
What kind
and
of
then the
man is going to
putt
come in and
show,
mess that
like,
up?
you're not like it wasn't giving that there's an angle, like there's a crack in the relationship. Usually dudes come in when there's a crack, when like, oh, he out here messing around and everyone knows it, okay, you got somewhere you can slither in, okay. But or he talks about her bad, or he treats her bad, or something like that. Guys look for that. But if there's no crack in the foundation at all, men don't want to deal with you because they respect the man too much. They
There's a
respect the
big
relationship,
difference between
and they met in like church camp together or something like that. Like, they're super Christian and stuff. So
that
yeah,
shit
you didn't
don't
want to
mean
mess
nothing.
with that. That right, you're right, but that is not giving. Oh, let me mess around with her. It's not giving adultery. It's not giving any of that.
There's a big difference between Russell Wilson and Steph Curry. One is he's like the all-American husband, and the other guy is a cornball because of the woman they choose. So he chose a wife type of woman. So that means there's a respect level, but a person like Devon Franklin, or either
hold on, what made her a wife
what's
type
the
of
name?
woman?
What do you mean?
That's the point he's making. She wasn't.
She was. What? No.
No. You're talking about Megan Good. What made her a wife?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wifey type.
Devon
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Franklin
She's
or
not
either Russell
the wifey
Wilson,
type. They're
they
not the
are
wifey types.
cornballs because of the woman they chose. But Steph Curry chose a great woman. So we respect his choice by not messing that up. We're not going to make a new woman a hoe. We just going to get with the hoes that men have tried to make into new women. It's different.
Hold on, I thought somebody already made her a hoe.
Steph
They had an
Curry's
open
wife?
relationship.
I'm going on mute.
No, that's more recent. That's within
recent,
the past
bro.
year.
Like, nobody wants
within
her
like the
now.
past year that's happened.
Okay,
Like,
so
they've
she's
been
on
together
recent
long
He
before
got
that.
with her.
They got
Everybody's like,
3 kids
why
already.
her?
Yeah.
So the
they
moral
got
of the
3
story
kids
is don't
already.
let your wife go to the red table talk, because then now she's gonna be open to open marriage.
Facts,
You don't
Bruce.
know what
Listen,
kind of
Facts.
ideas they're
listen.
putting in her head.
Stay far away from that red table.
Don't let your wife
Man,
do reality anything. My wife has tried to put us on that black love shit a few times, and I told her reality TV is extremely dangerous, because look at the ladies in general. Just look at the shows, Real Housewives, all of that. None of these ladies can control their own narrative, even though they arrogant enough to think they can. They make you out to be whoever the hell you want to.
That's a fact.
I've watch, the only person that kept their reputation, so to speak, intact is like Candy Burris. That's like the only one.
Facts.
Maybe the
Yeah.
Cynthia chick. It messes with them so much that it ruins their relationships, and yet they keep signing on season after season. I was like, don't sign me up for none of that. Black Love. The show is called Black Love, and somehow they're gonna find a way to make us argue. Watch. I watch these shows very carefully. These people don't talk things out before they go on the show. And then you didn't know she was gonna say that. And now the whole world gotta watch you have that reaction when you look at her like, the fuck you say that for? Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not.
You know
doing
why?
that.
You know
Keep
why
your
they
wife
keep
off
making
me.
these
Keep your
shows,
wife off
Trigger?
these.
You want to know why they
Yeah.
keep making these shows?
Yeah.
Because niggas like you gonna watch it.
You damn right I'm gonna
Viewership.
watch it, but I ain't gonna be on it.
Alright.
That's why.
So they got a whole motive.
You damn
You
right.
running
I'ma
up the
watch it.
streaming.
You right.
There it
I
is.
ain't gonna be on it though.
Look, he'll watch it, but he won't be on it though.
He want to be on it.
Hey, look.
They have
go.
rewind. They have
Let go.
rewind
Hey, we should do the
episodes
Black
on the
Love show.
weekend.
I was like intervention, whatever the hell I was doing. Stop the presses. Let me explain to you X, Y to Z why we never going on that. damn show.
I saw the laundry
That's
basket
why
behind you.
he
Pretty
said,
much. You got a
this is
whole
why
laundry
we
basket.
ain't never going on this
We
show.
never
A
doing
t-shirt
that.
that say Black Love on it. I seen it in your laundry basket. You got a t-shirt, merch, and all that from the reality show.
Yeah. Shoot, look, you cursed. You cursed. I was about to say Derwin and Melanie. Tia and her husband went on
He
that
gonna
damn
say
show. Look at them
Derwin
now.
and Melanie.
Not
I'm about to say Derwin and Melanie.
Wow.
Derwin
Tia
Davis.
and
They
her
was a
husband.
real
Dang.
couple.
Now look. Now look.
Oh, not a scripted show. Come on, Trigger Mike.
I know, right?
Nah. They put the curses on people.
If you guys just tuned in, welcome to King Talk. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got a few super chats came through. Marriage, politics, and sports, $10. Also, member says Shannon has 3 children. Not sure why he is worried about marriage. He has a legacy. He can get married anytime he wants. I think he is more concerned about his bag now. Pokeman became a member. Shout out to you. Welcome to Green Gang. And ME with the $100. I don't know how to sound effects, but salute to you, sir. Appreciate your support. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and give him a follow over this channel. It's much different from this
Shout
one,
out to you, brother.
but definitely got
Shout out.
JR said, I'm not pronouncing that no more. This dude name is M.E.
Manelevant elephant, y'all. Come on, man. Get it right. Manelevant elephant.
What was the let go? Manila what?
Manelevant elephant.
No, and you saying it wrong. God.
You said it right. You said it wrong.
JR just told you the new name, bro. Malevolent.
Ooh. There we go.
That's what I said.
Nah. Somebody
Sure.
help your boy out. Help your boy out. He ain't say that.
You on mute.
It said somebody want to help him out.
It is malevolent elephant.
That's what I said.
No, you said malevolent, like
Oh,
Manila.
yeah.
Manila. That ain't Manila.
Yeah.
It's malevolent
He just did.
elephant.
I was like, Malel, what?
Shout out to my dog.
Malevolent elephant,
Rick, what
y'all.
up? I
Come
see
on,
you.
man.
You said
As we've established,
vanilla.
Like Manila envelope.
Y'all funny.
I can't today.
Hey, that's great laughs, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And I hit the like button, found me. I know the likes are already low. Got another super chat came through from Big at 11. $10 says Mike going to be the next season of Housewives line talking about he 36.
He gonna be able to show his shirt open.
Hey, hold on now,
muted, Trigger.
Mike, they
Trigger.
pay pretty good now. Them contracts is like $2-3 million a season.
Unless I'm trying to sign a death warrant on my marriage, I ain't going on that show.
Hold on. So you want like 10 million or
You wouldn't take the $3 million a season?
you
I
want to
ain't
take
doing
10
it,
million
bro.
a season?
I'm not doing
Money talks, man. Money talks.
No, it's
Shit.
a disgrace, bro.
That
It's
shit
a
better come with a therapist.
It's a
Yeah.
disgrace, bro.
Well, you're gonna have $3 million. You can pay for therapists with the $3 million.
Yeah, you pay for 2 therapists. You have a team of
Facts.
therapists.
Facts.
No.
Don't let Trigger Mike lie to
No,
y'all.
that
He
is-
took
that-
a
that is
smaller
literally-
deal for the on Lapeef Network.
That is an imaginary. I didn't even hear that. What'd he say?
Wait, he didn't get 3
Yo.
wins? Hold on, he didn't get 3 wins?
Your damn mouth. Yo.
I didn't even hear. I'm gonna watch this back. I didn't hear that shit.
Hilarious. He said you took a smaller deal with Lapeef Network. That's hilarious. Yo.
You know you my bro, Trigger.
Save it for the ball guy. I'm gonna save it for the ball guy. I'm not gonna hit back. I'm not gonna hit back when I'm angry. I'm gonna cool off. I'm gonna get your ass though.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Bruiser, your ass is crazy as hell, man.
Yo, when Bruiser wear a tie, he going crazy.
Okay.
Man, you should have seen him on Sunday. He was stone cold.
Oh yeah, that was a classic moment right there.
I see. I ain't got no clips up yet.
It's gonna be some clips, bro.
Oh, I can't wait until they come out.
I'm waiting on JR.
All right, man. If you guys just tuned in, welcome to Kings. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Moving on to our next topic, which is the art of seduction. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
It's not just sexual, because when you hear it, you think of like, oh, sex. Seduction, the way I'm seducing on a mass level. I'm seducing the world. And it's just about getting people in tune with you and swaying them. It's like kind of like building like a cult following. That's what I'm doing. But it's not sex. You can seduce people mentally, physically, spiritually, and I'm doing it on all levels. So
I didn't even think about it was levels to the seduction.
it's definitely levels, not sexual. Like, cause even in the book, they explain like how like the president can seduce people, and just by the words they say, the cadence, the tone of voice, how to pitch it up and down. Like if you watch my episodes, like sometimes when I'm talking to women, you see me, I'm real laid back and I'm real monotone. Like what I realized, like women, most of the women that been on my show, if they not married, they be in love with me. Not like really in love with me, but like we kind of continue on a relationship afterwards. Not just like a sexual one, but like we really friends. And if I really wanted to have sex with them right then and there, like they will go for it.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the art of seduction. I'm going to start with you first, Mindset Mogul. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think it's like tuning people into your frequency, right? Like putting your aura on them. And for me, it's really like this. Seduction could be anything, just like he was mentioning. Like I like to seduce money, right? I like to open up a door for money to come in. Why? Because that means I make an impact. So I like to seduce people into tuning into their own frequency as well. So if anybody you may not know, if some of you may know, help people get multiple streams of income off of one acquisition. So we do self-storage facilities, and pretty much you get that self-storage facility and we seduce that self-storage facility. We add multiple layers on it. We'll get an Amazon drop center on it, right? We'll add vending machine to it. We'll keep adding layers to it, tuning that frequency. And then what I learned is that everything in my life can be more effective in less time. So even like when it comes to just self-development, personal development, I seduce myself into becoming the best version of myself every day. So I think seduction is really just like a frequency, whatever you want to tune that frequency, and you could tune somebody into that frequency 100%.
Go ahead, Bruiser.
What's the name of that dude again?
He's from the
I don't give a damn where he's from. I just want to know what's his like.
Finesse. That's his name, Finesse.
Yeah, it's Finesse.
Finesse. Okay, gotta keep my.
Why you want to call him to the principal's office? He's in trouble.
I'm making sure my wife ain't following none of his content. Keep him away.
Don't let me catch you watching Rich and Unemployed.
Put too much damn hard work in my shit. That's all I wanted to say.
Hey, what you over there looking at? Huh?
He's got some good content, It's interesting.
All right, go ahead, Trigger Mike. What are your thoughts about it?
All right, what is the question exactly? That you can seduce anything? Is that what it is? Or the statement? Right?
Yeah, he was just basically saying that the art of seduction is just not about with women. It's about everything else in life, period.
Oh, I absolutely agree. 100%. So, I was a college instructor for a while, and I believe teaching somebody even how to teach properly and relay information in a form that's more receptive is basically teaching the art of seduction. Trying to get people to listen is an extremely hard task, especially to redundant, monotonous type information. So, I've heard that term seduction used. Obviously, they don't like to tell that to men because you're usually teaching women, but it absolutely can be a seductive experience with the way you, I think Mindset Mogul said it, the cadence. So somebody said cadence of your words, the way you focus in before you speak, the way you take dramatic pauses, all of that was learned through the art of seduction. So I 100% agree with that statement.
All right, go ahead, Louise.
Yeah, no, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, one of the things that I would say, there's a bit of charm, right? There's a bit of charm. There's a bit of posturing, especially when you're talking to women, how you kind of create, how you control your breathing, how you talk. And, it kind of gives off a bit of a je ne sais quoi, about that man. And that is something that most men do not pick up early on. If we're going to talk about young men who have that ability to talk to women or carry themselves in a particular type of way where they're very fluid with their words, right? They kind of like carry on the conversation and they have the woman following along with them. I think that there are certain men who have a more extroverted kind of personality who could really, really kind of carry that off. But I think for the most part, a lot of dudes don't have that type of skill or have not worked on that type of skill. And that's one of the reasons a lot of them are kind of hurting in terms of trying to talk to women in a particular type of way to catch their attention. So,
All right, B-Man, what are your thoughts about the art of seduction?
I mean, pretty much, I agree, 1,000%. Pretty much what Trigger Mike was saying. It's all about the tone, inflection, the type of pauses that you have. If you want to reel in your audience, different things like that. It can be sexual, it could be non-sexual. It could be you could seduce, you said, money into your experience, like what Mindset was talking about. You can seduce. I mean, again, it's like posturing and just getting different things on your programming. I have a broadcasting background, voice acting background, and a sales background. So a lot of what I've had to do in my past has to do, and throughout my life currently, is about a little bit of seduction to kind of get your point across, to communicate what you want to communicate effectively, and sell whatever type of merchandise or ask that you have. So.
All right. What are your thoughts, Trill?
Yeah, I think it boils down to just charisma, confidence, and just being unapologetically you. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be boastful. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be any of that. Like when you just have charisma and aura, women just feel it. And not only women, but men feel it too. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a different when somebody walk in a room and you can tell that they're trying to get everybody's approval in the room. And there's certain people that walk in the room and they just, hey, this is who I am. Hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. You showing love to everybody and you just kind of doing your own thing. People gravitate to people who can make something that's complicated look easy, even if it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? That they may have practiced a lot of time to make that look easy, but you know what I'm saying? That like that's what they impressed by. And say, for instance, like talking to a attractive woman, making it look easy to talk to her, treating her like she's just a 3 on a 10 instead of the 9 that she is. Not necessarily like talking condescending to her, but just talking to her regular and like looking her in the eyes when you talk to her. And it's everything. It's the head tilts. It's the leg touch when you chopping it up with her. It's the like all of that. Just like taking her on that journey. Oration is a part of that. People who are great orators can finesse anything. Which is why I tell dudes all the time, I say, man, it got to be about more than just getting to the bag. You got to work on your social skills. And what I mean by that is you got to be comfortable in whatever room that you in. And that's what I take pride in most about myself. Like I could be in the most hoodest of spots playing spades and dominoes, and I can go in the corporate office with a bunch of intellectuals, and I'm still me. I'm still gonna talk to you with the same confidence. I'm still gonna look you dead in the eyes when I'm talking to you. And that's what the art of seduction is. Somebody that's just unapologetically them. They have no problem just walking away from this. And that's where a lot of dudes go wrong, especially with women. You can feel the like sense of urgency in they body language when they talking to us. Like, man, I gotta smash tonight. I gotta get this. So I'm gonna try to. You need another drink. You need this. You need that. And then you got certain dudes who just like, hey, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But I'm here to have a great time. We're gonna have a great conversation. I'm actually like when you talking, I'm looking you in your eyes and I'm taking in what you're saying and I'm asking, active questions that are related to that. And you make that woman feel safe. You make that woman feel just like, damn, like we like it could be a room full of people and you can be talking to her, and if you can make her feel like y'all are alone or y'all just secluded away from everybody, like that's how deep that the conversation can be. And all of that is the art of seduction, but it comes from confidence. It comes from social skills. You got to get your practice in on that. You know what I'm saying? In whatever way possible. It's not about just getting to the bag. Hear me and hear me well. Social skills can get you in rooms that, accomplishments and technique can't. Like it'd be plenty of like all these private parties and stuff, these rappers and athletes and all this stuff be having. Most of the people in that room is broke. We're gonna be honest. But they just got great social skills. They got status, they got swagger, they got charisma, they can, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that. So work on that too. Just as hard as you're working on getting to that bag, and then you're gonna get even more bags. So that's the art of seduction.
Hey, Trill, you think the art that I'm rocking with what you said, man, but do you think don't laugh, Jay. See, Jay all about to laugh already, man. I can't even get it out. But I was gonna say, you think handsome privilege is something else, another thing that actually helps with that too?
Definitely, but it's also a lot of handsome dudes who still uncomfortable around women too. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's certain women, like we could even take it off us. We could put it on women. Like it's a lot of super attractive women who don't think that they are super attractive and don't move like it. They move like an ugly chick. They like move awkward. They move and he's like, damn, baby, you are gorgeous. All you got to do is just, touch your little makeup right here. Where to put this on instead of that, and you'll be. But men, it's the same way. You got a bunch of handsome dudes who cannot dress. They don't know nothing about no cologne. They get around attractive women and they get, nervous, or they be standing in a room, or they trying to crack jokes and they not landing, niggas sweating, all type of shit. I've seen it all. But then you will have an ugly dude, big, whatever. He in that bitch fresh as hell, silk shirt, you know what I'm saying? Creed cologne time for. He in there talking to motherfuckers like he the most handsome nigga in the room.
So that's why Mr. Lego be wearing Cuban links and all that. Okay, then.
Yeah.
He came over my house. He came over my house the other day. Had some J's on. Dude was fresh. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, but all of that factors into the social skills that I be telling dudes to work on, bro. Like learn how to dress, learn what colognes you need to be buying. Like learn all of that. Like because you can make up for the looks if you just move like a smooth dude, man. But
I got that Chanel blue. I don't know if you heard of that. I got that Chanel blue.
I just ran out. I ain't been in these streets I just ran out of my Coach for Men. Anybody got any suggestions? Just a quick side.
Chanel blue. I wear Chanel
blue. Hold on. First of all, a real dude does not tell what cologne that he wears.
Shut up, let go. God, you be on some mysterious attitude.
You're supposed to be talking about what cologne you know. Then everybody gonna be wearing it.
You don't even live in the same state.
Everybody's body's chemistry is different too. So that's
you don't talk about
it don't smell the same on you.
Don't talk about
on me.
Cologne. Unless you face to face with a person. You don't talk about cologne.
There's some people that are really good at like aromas where you can tell them what you like and what smells good on you. I remember when 1 Million came out, I said, I need something. I forgot the way I described it. That lady took me over to the 1 Million. I was like, good God, she got it. First try. So yeah, some people are good with that aroma stuff, but
you gotta take a shower first, Trigger.
What with that vein dancing in your goddamn head, and then you gonna show. All right, Professor Bruiser, yo. All right,
but I don't think I got that much influence to say what I wear. I mean, if I do, I'm flattered. I appreciate it, Mr. Lego, but I wasn't aware that I had that much impact on brothers' lives to where I can tell them what kind of cologne I wear. And I just walk out in downtown Atlanta and smell Chanel blue everywhere, man. If that's the case, man, I'm flattered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just don't talk about it. That's all I'm saying.
Cheat code
Then
though,
I'm sure
fellas,
y'all
feel like that.
already know you don't wear one cologne. You mix at least 2 colognes together with each other,
All right,
right?
nah, you wilding now. Anybody doing all that shit?
So you know what? You know what I'm gonna do?
You
Hold
don't wear
on
one
now.
cologne. Hold on, there's somebody up here who just wear one cologne and that's
Mr.
it.
Let Go mixes the sweet with the
What you got? What you doing? Let go. What you doing?
He
Let go.
mixes
Because
woods with cream,
as you
like,
know, you're only supposed to have certain. You have different types of colognes for different types of the times of the day. You can have some like daytime, like
day,
Sunday fun day.
evening.
Have some evening. You know, you gotta have something a little
Exactly.
lighter in the day. You know, a
This
little
dude
something
say
different
he
and
Y'all
dark
don't
at
mix
night.
y'all
Yeah,
colognes?
gotta switch them up.
Let go. Do you have a little spritz thing?
No, I'm talking about the colognes together at the same time. Y'all don't do that?
Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Bro, what's wrong with y'all?
Look,
Y'all
look,
I heard of
What's
it though. I
wrong with
heard of
you?
it done before, but nah,
Yeah.
I don't do that. But
Since
but
Now,
it was a dude that did it, and it was smelling good. But you
That's
could
an
also
art.
mess it up too.
Now,
But
Let Go over there got the essential oils that he rubbing on his neck and shit like that. That's all
the
he
ones that
doing.
be in the mall kiosk.
Yeah, on the little rollers and stuff. That's what he's doing. He mixing all those up. That's what Let Go doing.
Hey, though, fellas, though, listen to the woman, bro. Like, if you don't know what cologne to buy, women will walk you right down the correct path. That's why it's good to have good women friends. They can have you, you know what I'm saying, right in terms of smelling right. Because again, you wearing it for them. Let's just keep it real. If it wasn't no women in the room, nigga, we get out the shower with some deodorant, nigga, and we thugging, we doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? But if it's women in the room, then you know that's when you're gonna get in that bag. So for you to know what bag to get into, man, listen to them women, man. Listen to their
So let me get this
recommendations. They're gonna
straight.
tell you what they want to smell.
So let me get this straight. If I talk openly and publicly about the fragrance I wear, the chances of a lot of men going and getting the same fragrance is high. What if I talk about the brand of condoms I wear? Will they go out and will they go out and buy condoms?
Bruiser, just make sure you have an affiliate link if you're gonna talk about it.
that's all I'm saying.
Make
You
sure
don't
you
give
have an
out free
affiliate link.
game to nobody
I
about
ain't dropping
nothing,
all that
Bruiser.
stuff without some type of like agreement already or something set up.
I'm trying to help you, Bruiser.
Or your own brand. You can have your own brand, Bruiser. You want Bruiser condoms? Hey, drop the link up below. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go to Bruiser condoms. You know what I'm saying?
Like, as an example, Kevin Samuels, I hope, I can only assume he got paid to talk about certain.
Not the axe spray.
Did they put the jupe in there?
That's that TJ Maxx, bro.
Kevin Samuels actually talked about cologne, but one, it was on his own channel, and I'm assuming
He said
getting paid from those ads. So you don't sit around on nobody else's show talking about what cologne you wear. You just don't do that, bro.
He had a
Because
fragrance of the day.
got that ice blue, that aftershave.
Godfather had the fragrance of the day, and he had a candle of the day.
Thank you. And he got paid for that.
Facts.
Or if he didn't get paid for that, people came to him for the next cologne. So it made people come, oh, I want to know what the next cologne is for the day. So that's what I'm saying. It brought them back to his channel. So you can't just be babbling, bro. I'm just trying to help.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Bruiser trying to make the next Air Force Ones video without an endorsement from Nike. Stomp on them Air Force One.
I'm trying to placate for a tie sponsorship, man. I got the basic tie from Men's Warehouse right now, so I'm trying to get some sponsorship. Hopefully, Teach Hanley come out with a tie. So.
Hey, they're headquartered in San Francisco, so yeah, for sure.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you.
Get that money. Get that money.
Get your own sponsorships, bro. I got literally a whole room, a whole office of free gun stuff, just because I got some followers, bro. They just hit them
You
up.
You said guns? Gun stuff?
That just hit them up.
Put me on, Trigger. Put me on, Trigger. I'm gonna come by
hit
your
them up in
crib.
their DMs and be like, yo, do you have anything available for promo? They're gonna look at your follower count, send you whatever they got, bro.
Bad. We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
All right, if you guys just tuning in, welcome to King Talk. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do got a couple of them came through. The ex-son husband $5 says for the clip of Bruiser cooking old girl on Sunday. We'll make sure that clip released, man. Probably release it tomorrow. Machine $2 also member says 8-year ex taught me to layer your sense.
Exactly. There you go.
I mean,
you gotta
I
layer
get
your
free
scent,
holsters.
bro.
I got like 10 free
I mean,
holsters.
like every
I
like
wouldn't
piece of
suggest.
clothing, put the cologne on it.
Well, like
Like
I
put
wouldn't
the cologne
suggest
on your drawers.
everybody. Like I wouldn't
So he's
suggest
gonna put the
everybody
roller
layer.
and then the spray. I mean, I'm confused. What
No,
you
it's
doing?
like
Let
so.
go.
Like, let's say you wear a wife beater under your regular shirt. You put the cologne on your wife beater and you put it on your shirt. Is that what they're talking about? Put
That's
the
not.
cologne on your
No,
drawers.
he talking about different fragrances, Bruce. He talking about
You
different
put
fragrances.
different fragrances on your body at the same
hell no, I
time,
can't do that.
but it's an art to it. And if you don't know what you're doing, you know, it's another level. That's all.
Is that gonna be a next channel? Let go. Is teaching brothers how to layer their aromas and their scents.
Nope. Because
and
they don't. I ain't gonna tell nobody nothing
on,
because I don't
gang.
want nobody smelling like me. When a woman smells me, they just like, yo, what is that scent? Like,
been
and
changing
they
times.
miss my smell because you can't smell it nowhere else.
Well, it
Smelling
sounds
that
like you only got one
WD-40.
recipe. Let go. It sounds like you only got one recipe then. Like if you can layer and do different stuff, then you could teach other guys how to do a few different ones, different recipes. But if you just got one way to do it, then everybody
No,
gonna
I'm not
smell
gonna
like
teach them
your ass.
nothing.
You're right.
No, I'm not gonna teach them nothing.
I got
If
a
you
confession.
take this cologne and this cologne and you layer these two all the time, that's like the let go scent. Then yeah, everybody gonna smell like let go.
I got a confession, fellas. I used to pull bitches with WD-40.
What?
Y'all know what that is?
Yes, we know what that
When I
is.
was in high school,
Where
I had
my
a
hat
bike.
at? Where's
My
my
chain
hat?
would
I put
my
my
chain
cap.
would always
Were
rust
you
up.
working in
Stop
the
the
mechanic
cap.
shop, Bruiser,
John
at
trying
the
to get
time?
cancer. What the hell?
JR,
I had a
Team, stop the
bike
cap.
and my
Stop the
chain would
cap.
always rust up. And I had a can of my uncle gave me a can of WD-40 to spray on it so it wouldn't pop because I had bruises on my knees and shit. That's why they gave me the nickname Bruiser. So I just found something that smelled good about WD-40. I was like, damn, shit, this all smell all right. Spray
You
that
like
shit
the
on
smell
us.
of gasoline too, don't you?
No, man. You got to smell, bro. You
Hold
gotta
on.
smell
Let me ask you this,
WD-40.
Bruiser. You like the smell of crack, also, right? Crack has a certain aroma, also. I'm just saying. So,
how would you know?
I used to sell it.
You used to smell it.
I used to sell it. I used to sell crack. So yeah, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't tell nobody you used to sell crack, bro.
Why? It's part of my life.
You supposed to be a therapist and shit.
He's
You
literally
a crack
said it
dealer?
about 1,000
Shit is
times.
that?
I was a crack dealer.
Hey, y'all leave Nino Brown alone. That's in his past. He let that life go a long time
Like
ago.
Nino balls.
Exactly.
Oh, this is a judgment-free zone.
All right, let's go ahead and got a couple of super chats came through. The retired guy says, fellas, it's only a few colognes that mix well. Let go gonna have you effed up. Leia says shower scent. Machine $5 says layer equals shower scent, body spray, lotion, then cologne.
Not body spray. Is that the X? Is that the X he was talking about earlier?
That's
if you're a man and you body spray while you naked, you don't do that. No.
Hey, shout out to Eric Goosus, whatever, says gasoline kind of smells good.
Let go look like he uses that chocolate flavored Axe spray.
Not the chocolate flavor.
The chocolate Axe spray.
Oh, before the ladies come over.
First of all, we talking about seducing, you know what I'm saying? And one of the ways you use that seductive ability is how you smell. You feel me? Like it's a scent. And if she can't, because women have a keen sense of smell, and when they can't match the scent, they just like, what is that? What is that? And it seduces them.
I don't know, Lego, man. The last time I seen the brother put on layers, like a lot of cologne, they was trying to compensate for the breath smelling so bad.
The last time, let me tell you something. The last time I listened to somebody like Mr. Let Go, a girl ended up saying some shit like, "What is that smell?" Like, oh, trying to be cool like this guy, just hit him with two of them on both sides. Nah.
Mike,
open up a few windows after that.
Mike had her eyes watering at the table.
What is that?
Someone cutting onions? What's going on?
Nah, I listened because I think about it. I listened to somebody one time in college. Nah, mix them both because talk about the day, the evening. That was when that YSL came out, and everybody was buying the day and the evening version. So I mixed both of them. Shit, that shit was strong as hell. She was like, "Who? What is that smell?" It's just strong. You know they got intense versions of all this stuff now. That stuff be too strong for some people, man.
All right. I got a one more super chat came through. Says, Bruiser, thank you for the clone recommendation. I listen to Mr. Let Go. He's being a weirdo as usual.
Mixing that.
That's what it gets.
So he's okay with a WD-40. Okay, never mind.
That was weird too. That was weird.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we'll go ahead and get to this. It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Blunt. All right. Now, I'm someone who is very blunt. When I was younger, I disguised it as I was blunt without tact. I just let it fly. And my whole defense was, well, I'm just being real. I'm just honest. The problem wasn't me, it's you. You can't handle my honesty. And I had to learn that, no, I was an asshole. That's the bottom line. I was a professional asshole, okay? And convinced myself this was okay. But I had to learn that, no, you have a responsibility in how you deliver your message. So who I am is blunt, yes. But who I am not is being rude and crass and being lacking compassion with how people feel when I express certain things. So the key is not to stop being honest and blunt. I just had to learn how to do it with love. I had to accept the reality is you either want to be heard or you want to be received. I want to be received always. So I'm always going to be mindful of how I give a message. Again, being rude, not being affectionate, they're not who you are. They're symptoms of other issues we have not resolved.
All right. Be mad. I want you to go ahead and go first on this. It's not what you say, but how you say it. What are your thoughts about it?
I think it's absolutely correct. I mean, I think it is what you say. I think I'm a big person that's on the quality of the message, but it has to be received at the same time. And a lot of times, if your tone is off, or it's not, if it's not, if the person you're talking to is not receiving it, then what's the point of the message if it never gets to its proper destination? So, and then RIP to the Godfather. I mean, that's something that women talked about so much, is that his message was on point. I agree with what he said, but his tone, if he could just adjust his tone, if he don't sound so angry or mean or what would they say, just too direct, then we might receive it a little bit better, is what they would say. But his message was always on point. So I do wish that some of it hit some of the ladies a little bit harder, or hit home a little bit better with some. But at the end of the day, yeah, I want my message to be received. And I'm a bit of an asshole too. So I've definitely been in that same space that he's been in it. The guy who was speaking in the clip. I'm just blunt. I say what I said. I mean what I said, but it wasn't always being received in the way it needed to be. So that's something that I've had to work on, and still currently work on from time to
time. Okay. So you align more so you want your message to be received, and if you need to adjust your tone, you're okay with it.
For it to be received, yes. I may say it the way I say it first, then I may have to adjust it sometimes and then shoot it again. Because especially if it's somebody that I care about, it's like someone I'm dating or someone that's in my family, a very close relationship. I do care about their feelings. I do care about their emotions. I do care about how they receive the message, and I want it to hit home in the best kind of way. And then there's some folks that's just, hey, this is the message. You take it or you leave it.
So is it that you adjust depending on the person?
Yeah, I do. But speaking on a platform like this, I try to be.
I think we lost him.
I think it was his delivery. It was how he said it.
All right, Trill, what are your thoughts about it, man? That's not what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, growing up, you know, I was real ego driven. So back then, I just didn't really care. I'm gonna say what I want to say. You're gonna take it how you take it, and that is what it is, right? But I think the older you get, the more you realize like getting your message across and like getting the goal accomplished, which you know is for them to hear what you're saying and actually implement what it is that you're trying to give them, becomes more important than your ego. In fact, is that different people take different information different ways, and that's what makes leadership so important. Everybody's not built to lead because part of leadership is knowing your following. You know, it's just like football. Jimmy Johnson, famous coach for the Cowboys, said something so profound back in the day, and I'll never forget it. He said, I don't coach all my players the same way. Certain players I can yell at, get dead on your ass. What the hell are you doing, son? Da, 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 da. And certain players I got to pull to the side, like, hey, bro, come on, man. You was better than that. Step up, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? In a quiet conversation in the corner. And that's going to get peak results out of him. The same way yelling and getting on his ass is going to get peak results out of him. So I think you got to understand your following as a leader, and then you adjust. If not, if you try to coach everybody the same way, then you're going to get people that's just going to check out. They're going to tune out, and they just not going to listen. And that's what happened a lot of times with Kev. Rest in peace to my dog. But, you know, again, the message, they could never argue the merit of the message ever. That's why they just lean toward tone all the time. But, you know, again, you know, tone is, I mean, I hate saying tone. Delivery style is important. But I don't really have issues with that. I guess because I'm so laid back, you know, it's kind of easier to take what I'm saying. But yeah, I would advise anybody that wants to be a leader, study your following, and you know, craft your leadership around. That's not saying like you go into it with no game plan and then my following is going to create the way I lead. No, but you know, everybody has their style, but certain adjustments have to be made according to how bad you want to get the mission accomplished. Simple and plain.
I agree 1,000% with you. True. 1,000%.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think everything is kind of situational. I think if you coach somebody one-on-one, or whether it be a team, then you might have to adjust a little bit. But I appreciate the assholes. I appreciate the people that are direct, because if everybody was alike, then I don't think that we would receive the way we receive things. I think sometimes it's okay to kind of stir up a little bit. And we can use KS for an example. That's his platform. So he able to speak whichever way you want to speak. You either take it or leave it. So I think it was okay. And if you didn't like it, then it's cool. He just only trying to reach the people that want to be reached. But if you was coaching somebody like a basketball team, or maybe you had like use a counselor or a life coach, then you got to listen and you got to kind of cater to whatever it is that they need. Because of course you're still trying to sell a product. I mean, even when you're thinking about marketing, you're just trying to sell a product, so you're going to cater to your audience. Even with YouTube, you look at your analytics and then you're seeing what's popping, and you're going to give the people more of what they want. You know, whether you might go against the grain a little bit. Somebody might be say, hey, you guys should do this, but it's like my audience want this. And then you kind of like, well, what do I do? You know, you got to kind of figure the balance out. And a lot of people will probably go what it is their audience want, because they want to thrive. So everything is situational. I appreciate the assholes, so continue to be assholes, because it does reach people. A lot of people followed KS because he was direct, and sometimes you got to be consistent. I think people could appreciate people that are consistent. One of the things I heard about Mr. Let Go is that he's still consistent in what he does, you know, and how he says, you know, no matter how much clap back he gets and people say things in the chat, he's still consistent in being him. So I just love everybody, man. I love the way people are, because it gives us different perspectives, insight, personality, whatever label you want to put it. It just gives us something different to see, to be able to like integrate within the communication. So that's just my thoughts about it.
I'll tell you what else though, just real quick on Kev, is something that I just thought about. Kev didn't talk like that to everybody. He went based on the energy that he got. If you called up there with super aggressiveness and super like just belligerence, then you're going to get one side of Kev. If you called up there with an open ear, then you're going to get another side of Kev. A perfect example of that is when he went on live with Nicki Minaj. That energy was a lot different than what his typical energy that he was known for was when he sat down with Brittany Renner. That energy was a lot different than what he had been known to deliver. So again, you know, it comes down to how important is me getting my message across compared to how important is me just being who I am, unapologetic. I don't give a damn what the consequences is of it.
I actually think that was problematic, actually, because I can't talk about what nobody else should or whatever, but that is actually being a thermometer instead of a thermostat. I operate as a thermostat. I create the temperature in the room, not Nicki Minaj or no damn body else. So when it comes to something like that, Nicki Minaj created the temperature because he adhered to her. To me, as a leader, you dictate the actual temperature. So there's a certain amount of consistency that you have to have, regardless of who you're around, no matter what room you're in, where, you know, of course, there's certain modes, but at the same time, you create the environment, not a Nicki Minaj or another person. Now, not saying if I go on Nicki Minaj, I'm going to do this, but most definitely, if I tell women out here to sit their asses down and me and Nicki Minaj online together and she say some stuff, I'm be like, all right, your husband need to tell you sit your ass down somewhere. I might not say sit your ass down because she has a husband, but if she's single, I tell her to sit her ass down just like, but I don't do it in a disrespectful tone. It's somewhat of a joke. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I would stay consistent no matter who I'm talking to, because I think it's important for not only an audience, but for the ability for people to trust you to be consistent. So if I say this woman over here, women or children, as an example, I'll say women or children over there. I'll say women or children in damn body, because that's what I believe. So if anybody, so am I a child? Well, if you're a woman, yes. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is I'm able to add context to what I say. So I think when it comes to tonality, delivery, are you able to articulate your message properly where somebody can get an understanding of what you're saying? Or are you just belligerently just saying stuff just to get somebody upset? Because I could say something that can make somebody upset, but at the same time, one, with my tone, two, with my level of consistency, three, with the ability to articulate what I just said to get them to understand it would make them say, oh, well, actually, that makes sense. Like JR, we were on Thursday and it was a video that literally came up and Shahrazad Ali said, women are children, right? And then every woman on the panel said, I agree. And I just sat there and I ain't had to say nothing else.
I was there.
And Bruiser was there. So that's the thing. I can articulate what I say, and there's a reason why I say what I say. You know, so people can understand it. And that is the thing, because none of the things that we've ever done or said has been said for the first time. There has to be some type of levity to why you say what you say. But if you just run around saying shit just to piss somebody off, yeah, that is a problem. You are an asshole. You're a this and that. But at the same time, I personally believe in being consistent in what I say and not being disrespectful in what I say, but saying that shit with my chest to anybody that asks me. And that's what's important to me.
I'll tell you what, I think you know, we don't disagree from a foundational perspective. It's like I said earlier, foundationally, you should be who you are, but it will behoove you to tailor the delivery to your audience. An example, right? Us being on this panel, or let's take us off this panel, us being in a room of just black folks, we're gonna talk a lot differently than we would talk in a room full of white folks. That's just reality. Now who we are from a foundational perspective is the same, but
that's the different modes.
We're gonna tailor the delivery to our audience. Comedians say it all the time. I can't go in a white crowd and tell the jokes that I would tell at a black club in a hole in the wall. I'm not gonna get the same reception because there's a disconnect there. The verbiage, the dialect, the slang, all of that, the energy is just different. They can't relate to that. So I think part of leadership is finding a way to relate to your following. And again, it's not saying change who you are from a foundational perspective, but sometimes you got to tailor the delivery in order to get the result that you're trying to get. And those are just a couple of examples. So I don't necessarily think that we disagree from a foundational perspective, but you would be aloof to think that you can have the same delivery in every room, regardless of who is there, and think that you're going to get the desired result. That's just not realistic, in my opinion.
Let me say this one second, Trigger Mike. I think a true leader, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but we don't have a desired need. Okay, for example, if I'm going this way, I'm going this way. You feel me? I'm not going this way because they are going with me. I'm going this way. If they want to come, cool. But I'm going this way. So I think things get muddied a little bit, not disagreeing with you, when we have this desired outcome, this agenda. Well, in order for me to get everybody to do A, B, and C, I'm going this way. If y'all want to go, cool. If y'all don't, there's somebody that will lead you that way. But I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So that is the main thing I look at right there. I'm not for everybody. And yes, I do have different modes and, but at the same time, I'm going this way. I don't care to a certain degree who's going with me. I'm just going. That's my whole thing.
So let go. Are you being a loud individual or are you being a leader? Because leaders lead people and you need the people to actually lead.
No,
so
I'm
you have to do a level. You have to do a level of code switching, like AC was saying, to do that.
This way. If you want to go,
let me add this.
So you're being a loud individual. So you're being a loud individual because that's how I'm seeing it. So you sound like a loud individual.
Let go is not wrong. He's not wrong.
I'm going this way. That's all I gotta say.
Let go is not wrong. Both of y'all are right, actually. So what it is that let go is going to be looked at as the more genuine person, and that usually caters to the men. The more popular person is going to be the person that can adapt to any situation. And as we can see with KS, that's how you get through to the women. So there are two styles there. Both are actually necessary. Men like the more stoic, the more unyielding type. Men gravitate to that. KS was a mastermind with women. Women called his show and poured their heart out and deepest secrets. They can't do that to everybody. So both styles are necessary, but the more popular person is always going to be the more adaptable person. That's actually a marketing tactic, right? So, yeah, on this particular topic, let me get my notes here. All right, so I want to talk about what's ideal versus what's real. So the baseline is everybody deserves respect, right? So everybody deserves respect. I believe that. Respect is always given until it's lost. So everybody deserves respect, and rudeness is frowned upon in every society in the world. I believe it's frowned upon. Extreme rudeness is frowned upon in every place in the world. But one thing I hate, man, is the tone police. I hate it. It's a communist thing. I hate the tone police because men are actually supposed to be blunt and assertive. That's how we talk to each other. That's what makes the world go round. That's how we progress things and take clear directives from one another. Can you imagine what the military would be like if everybody was saying please after they wanted something done? March, please. I'm just, if you want to, no, they tell you to march and they yell it in your ear. Men respond to that communication. We had it on this panel like a few months ago talking about, maybe it was this one, assertive communication, right? The world, women even respond better to assertive communicators. All right. So I feel like that's the way men are supposed to be, not aggressive, but assertive. Now, if we really pay attention to this issue, only one gender is asking the other to police their tone. That is not fair. And one thing they are forgetting, and what I need to make clear on this topic, is that they have every right to not engage with you. They could just walk away. I hate the tone police. just walk and stop from engaging with that person. It's not about telling them how they're supposed to speak to you. Every rude person at work, every rude person at, in media spaces or whatever, I just turn my camera off, but I'm not going back and forth with this person. You have every right not to engage with that person. It is not fair, nor is it good for society to start policing people's tone. And when men finally wake up and realize only one gender is asking for this, and it's the weaker gender, I'm gonna talk how I want to talk. You have every right not to engage with me.
Thank you. And that was exactly my point. I'm assertive, not rude. And I'm gonna go this way. And if they want to go, cool. But because to me, in my opinion, even though I understand what y'all saying, there's a certain amount of people pleasing to that type of leadership. And I don't believe in that type of leadership, because the thing about it is, if you have the people pleasing gene, right, and you are the leader of whoever, men and women or whatever, and all these people are dependent on you, that means you're going to need to please somebody else at some other point. That means you may not be able to be trusted, because somebody can actually pull you in a certain direction because you have a need to please somebody. But if you just doing what you're doing because you know is right, and you don't, I ain't gonna say you don't care, but you don't care who follows because you're not trying to please people, that right there can cause, not cause, that can give people a better understanding of, no matter what happens with him, he's not going to fall or fail or start twisting things around because somebody is giving him a certain amount of validation, or hey, you want to be famous? Nope. You know what I'm saying? If this works, let's do it. But if I can't get this, and this, and my people ain't gonna be safe, I'm okay with not being famous. And that's the thing with a lot of, not Kevin Samuels, but with a lot of stars or whatever, the rappers or whatever, they get to a certain level and they ain't the same person no more, because they just got, put in a certain point, and they can't be who they used to be. And there's nothing wrong with evolving, but is somebody going to lead you down the wrong path for some money, as an example? And if you don't have that people pleaser in you, you're easily going to say, no, I'm not leading people down the path. Perfect example. Drake signed, I think, a huge deal with a gambling company. And if you follow him, he's always talking about the gambling company. Gamble. Don't you know the majority of the people that follow Drake are young boys? And so that means it's a possibility that young people are gambling because they follow Drake. And why is Drake talking about gambling so much? Because somebody paid him a whole bunch of money to do it. That's exactly what I'm saying, or potentially what I'm saying, because I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah, Mr. Lego, I think you're all wrong on that one. Drake is an infamous gambler. He's been gambling.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I think
you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, sure. I think your mic got disconnected, but let me try to get my set, Mogul, and Luis in there. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I think both matters. I think, first of all, everybody's making good points, but everybody's going to see it from different perspectives, obviously, because we all got different perspectives. But nonetheless, it's great points. But I think both is important. I think what we say is more like edifying, and how we say it more like amplifies, right? Because I think how we say it has that delivery, has that tonality, that energy, and that carries how you feel. And people gravitate towards how they feel when someone is saying something. So 100%, I think how you say, definitely matters, but I think both parts matter. I think everything we do matters. In fact, everything we say, we should be more intentional with how we say things and how we articulate because language casts spells, obviously, but it brings forth what you want into your reality. So same thing with the art of seduction. Choose your words carefully so that way you can get the result that you're looking for, and how you say it is a big component to it.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Everybody's been making a lot of really solid points. One of the things I want to open up and say is I think far more often than not, people don't want to receive a 6-ounce steak on a dirty plate. Right? So when we tend to kind of communicate to people, a lot of people tend to gravitate, especially in this overly sensitive climate, culture, society that we're in, is that people will remember not what you did for them, but how you made them feel. You could have gave them all the gems, put them in the best situation, but you said something that triggered them. No pun. And they'll remember that. They'll remember that and they'll hold on to that because they're so inclined to that emotion that they're not able to kind of receive that information, that constructive criticism. And sort of your audience tends to be very important because I think a lot of us hinted on a lot of good points. I mean, the 4 different communication styles being like passive aggressive, aggressive, and assertive, right? Which Mr. Let Go did a really good job of breaking that down. Trigger, Trill, everybody really shared different perspectives and different angles of what that looks like and how it shows up. I think in the leadership position, especially if you're mentoring and molding and cultivating the minds of younger people that you're hoping to put them in the light for them to be the future leaders and show them how to communicate and work with other individuals, especially towards their strength. Leaders work towards other people's strengths, right? So Cho made the example of that coach who might talk to one player and he might get at him in another play. He might have to pull to the side because their way of operating is different. And I think that if you're going to be in a leadership position, and especially dealing with people in the public in any capacity, you have to be able to kind of navigate those two. You can still have your own way about you, chill back, but I think that the delivery does matter, especially dealing with impressionable people. Now, if we're in a space with other men, we're going to talk like men. We're going to say things like men. We're going to be assertive. We're going to get our point across. We're not going to sugarcoat it. But now when we're dealing with the opposite gender, at times we trying to preface our words to kind of make sure that the blow isn't as hard as we would with other men. Thank you.
I'll tell you what though, Lewis, I think again it boils down to how important is leading to us. Everybody is not a leader. And that's perfectly okay. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, right, let's look at Steph Curry in comparison to Kevin Durant. Both players are Hall of Fame players. Both of them are legends, top 5 at their position, all of that, all that good stuff, right? But one of those guys is a leader, and one of them isn't. Steph is a leader. He's going to be able to go to Draymond and get what I need out of Draymond. He's going to be able to go to Clay and get what I need out of Clay. Even if I got to take a back seat on my shot attempts and all of that, or even if I got to do something out of character, I'm going to get these guys going because, again, my job is to lead. KD is a mercenary, probably the most skilled mercenary that we've ever seen. His mission is to go out here and get 40. I'm going to do what I do, and that's score. Simple and plain. I don't care where I'm at. We could be in the playground. We could be in the NBA finals. My mission is the same. I'm going out there to get 40. He doesn't necessarily care about leading. It doesn't make him not great. It's just he's not a leader because he doesn't care about leading. He's going to go his own way. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to go get buckets. But then you got players like a Steph Curry who, okay, I'm capable of going out there and getting 40 every night if I wanted to. But leading is important to me. So I got to go to my guys and I got to set all these guys up in position, even if I got to do something that's uncharacteristic of what my natural urge is or what I may want to do. But I know that this is going to bring the best out of these people. And I feel like that is the perfect summation of what leadership is. Everybody is not built for it, and that's perfectly okay.
I want to say that. I just want to say this really, really fast. And that doesn't make you a pushover in any way. That doesn't make your communication not direct. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make it not pointed. It doesn't not make it to where it is received by all. You know, you don't have to sit up here and you don't have to morph and bend over backwards to talk to each individual person. You know, you're still you at the end of the day. It's just that you know what makes so and so tick. You know, the other guy's motivation. You know, his motivation is that he's about to have a new baby. So you know you gotta get that bag for your new baby. Or, you know, so and so wants his shots. You gotta make sure he gets his points up. Like, you just gotta know everybody's buttons that gets them excited or gets them going or gets them pissed off to get whatever you need out of them for the greater good. And like AC said, like, everyone's, you know, not everyone's a leader. Certain people are and certain people aren't. So go ahead, Mindset. Sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry, bro, because you adding great value. And literally, I'm thinking about presentation, right? Like, whether we like it or not, it really boils down to presentation a lot, right? Like, sometimes we want to say certain things to people the way that we want to say it instead of saying it the way they will hear it, right? So it's like, for me, I think all information is free, but we pay for how it's packaged, right? Because we love packages. We love the way things are brought to us. So thinking about your audience and being a leader, you gotta have a certain way about you that's thinking about the other person and how they will receive it. So you got to package it up in a way that would have that person move or listen to what you're saying. And I think everybody on this panel is making great points. Once again, everybody has different perspectives, but when it's all said and done, it really boils down to how you present whatever it is that you're saying, because that's what makes the person feel like moving on, whatever it is that we're talking about.
I see what you did here, JR. I see exactly what you did here. The previous topic was seduction before this one. And listening to Mindset Talk, I'm like, because I was going to disagree. Then I'm like, well, great leaders don't have to change their approach. People change to them. People adapt to whatever it is that person wants. But it's probably because that person has a level of seduction to what they're saying. Right. So if like true leaders make people want to listen. I mean, you don't go to your college professor and be like, can you just, give this to me a different? No, that person is seductive with their words, no matter how blunt, no matter how rude. They have an art of seduction to the way they speaking. Maybe it's their confidence, maybe it's their knowledge level. But I see what you did there. I'm like, damn, that makes a lot of sense now. You don't have to change your delivery if you are a little bit more seductive than others.
Let me see if I can chime in. I haven't chimed in yet. I think that whenever you become a leader, well, I know that when you become a leader, there has to be some standards that's supposed to be out there that everybody that's under your leadership goes by or follow. So it all depends on the current setting you're speaking in. You got to know your audience. You understand that people have triggers. You want to have useful conversation. You got to have communication intelligence. In the military, when I was in the military, we spoke to all soldiers the same because we had one creed, one mission. We had one goal, and everyone to our left and our right, they believed in it. As a civilian, a part of the Black race, there is division. There is no goal. There is no mission, no creed collectively as a people. So everyone is separated on principles and beliefs. So until we establish a mutual interest, a community and standards, we have to be flexible. You have to use our mind and our intelligence, depending on who we talking to. We gotta understand that everybody's divided. You can't just come at everybody the same way. And as a leader, if you want to lead something like Trill made a good point with Steph Curry. He's a leader in a organization. There is a standard. It's in a setting. It's constructed with regulation. So it's easy to establish leadership there and talk to everybody at a certain a certain way. But when you're talking to these people out here, these black people, these women, all this other stuff, everybody's all scattered. Their minds are divided. So you gotta know who the hell you can't talk to the one person the same way you talk to the other. That's just how it is. Until we all come together as a community under one standard. And when you say something, it'll resonate with everybody because everybody's on the same accord. But that's not what it is out here. So you gotta know who you're talking to.
Well, Bruiser, it goes back to the thermostat versus the thermometer. You walk into a room, it is a certain temperature. If you don't like the temperature in that room, you can leave out of the room. You can't change the temperature of the room unless you're the person that, you know, is who owns the room or whatever, you know, or so the
What
thing
if I don't
about it,
want nobody to leave? What if I want everybody to get some value out of what I'm
that's the
saying?
problem. That's the problem. To want is to suffer.
You can't get that.
You can't run around wanting. See, leaders don't want, they lead. You can't want and lead at the same time. You run around wanting all this stuff, you're
I
gonna
think
get
you're taking what I'm saying out of context.
hold on. You're gonna get pulled in different directions. You have, just like you said, Bruiser, there's a goal, and you work on that goal. Then you say all these other people are scattered. Nobody gives a damn about what the hell these people are doing, because if you think about it, your platoon had more understanding of what they're doing, had more structure, versus all these people are scattered. So my point is, I'm going to stay with the structure, and if everybody is scattered, I'm going this way, like I keep saying. And if the scattered people are looking around like where I'm gonna go, and they see me going this way, guess what? They're gonna be like, wow, that person right there has a specific direction. I'm going there because everybody else is scattered. So my job is not to be like everybody else and to offer structure, and not just offer structure, be structured while everybody else is scattered.
See, that's not the approach I take. I'm a married man. If I'm talking to a passport bro, if I'm talking to an incel, if I'm talking to a married man, I'm not going to shout out a plethora of phrases that's going to resonate with all three people. I have to be able to talk to all three people in a different way to get a useful dialogue. Otherwise, it's going to go over one head. If I sit there and say, man, hey, look, all these bitches ain't shit. Ain't none of them shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go get on an airplane and get out. The only person in that room that's going to be able to resonate with what I'm saying is the guy that's a passport, bro. The married man in there is going to be like, I came
that's
here to
your tribe, Bruiser.
Hold on.
That's your tribe then.
That it's not about a tribe. It's about helping brothers. It's about helping men. If the purpose of me being there is to help men,
no,
I know listen, for me specifically, I figured out a way to where I could talk to all these brothers and be able to resonate with them.
That's the problem.
If I got a married man, I'm not going to sit here and tell him, man, all bitches ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get all.
Not as a problem. Not as a problem. Let go.
Bruiser, here's the thing. B man, you on my side. When you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. Okay. That is the guaranteed outcome of trying to talk to every damn body. You ain't talking to nobody. That's not how life actually works. That's not how manhood works, and that's not how marketing works. Nothing works like that. You're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. Just keep that in mind. I understand what you're saying.
Have you ever worked for a company?
I mean,
you got an IT department, you got an administrative department, and you got an executive department. Whenever we go to meetings, everybody don't go to the conference room to meet with the CEO. He talked to the IT department, and then the next hour he'll talk to the administrative department, and then the next hour he's not going to talk to everybody about the same issue.
You're almost there, Bruiser. You're almost there. You're leaving out one thing. So y'all kind of already answered the question, bro. Everybody doesn't need these skills. Only the leaders do.
Thank you.
So he's only talking to the leaders of each of these departments, and
he's
they all
talking to the leaders
at the same time. Only one person needs to be able to switch and adapt and know how to talk to the different groups and be personable and all that. The rest of the people cannot do it. That person needs to know how to talk to the group and to their individual people. It's never going to happen for all people. That's why we call them leaders in the first place. I feel like y'all answered this question.
Yeah.
quite a while ago. So it's not everybody, but it is the leader. Absolutely. They got to have that skill.
One last thing. My guy Andre Norman taught me, when you're on stage, your job is to separate this crowd, not unify the crowd, because there's never going to be 100% of the people that are there to see you. Not one concert ever. Everybody is there to see every person on the concert. Everybody has their favorite person. Your job is to speak to your avatar. Speak to that person that came to see you and worry and focus on them. You can't run around talk. You know how many avatars there are? And what I mean by avatar is a 35-year-old single mother, blah, blah, blah. That's an avatar. Or a married man that's 25 and just got out of college. That's an avatar. You can't talk to all these damn avatars. You talk to your avatar and you look that avatar in their eye and talk to that avatar. And anybody else hears the same music, cool. But you talk to that avatar.
See, I think that's the problem though, man. Right there. And that's why spaces like the manosphere is in a limited bubble with a glass ceiling. For that very reason. You got a bunch of people in the chat who already agree with what it is that you're saying already. If you're a part of the red pill or whatever it is, whatever pill, I don't concern myself with all that shit. But if you're a part of that,
I ain't in that shit.
Right. I already know, you know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why that space is not really growing like that, because you're preaching to the choir. I think the whole goal is to draw in as many people as possible so that we can make the change necessary for it to happen. But even in this space, you hear dudes a lot of times saying, man, the damn women just ain't in line. The women is not following leads. The women ain't doing this. The women ain't doing that. Well, it will behoove you to find a way to communicate with the women, to trying to get them on the same page. It will behoove you too, right? And I mean, you can go your own way, but shit, all that's going to do is just keep the people divided. So again, I think it boils down to what your goal is as a leader. And again, part of leadership is getting a goal accomplished. In this space that we in is creating more nuclear relationships and things of that nature, right? But you can't be a mercenary in a leadership position and expect results. You are not gonna get them. You can be saying the realest shit ever. It could all be factual. But again, if it's not resonating with the people who you're trying to change or who need to change in order for us to get right, what the hell is the point anyway?
Trill, this is what's crazy. I am here to separate, not unify. I said that I'm here to separate. Private jet is separate from the airline. I don't want everybody on my damn private jet. I am here to separate.
But let go. We already separated enough. That's the problem, right? According to these spaces, right? The problem is that we're separated.
Scattered. So the separation is scattered. But it's separation like this group of people over here and this group of people over here. Now there's an understanding. But like Bruiser said, everybody's scattered. So the separation is nasty because everybody's scattered. But if it's two people or something like that, that's a different story. I mean, two groups,
Nah, but that's the thing. I don't think everybody's scattered. I think most women are sticking together, and most men are pretty much in agreement. If we're gonna be honest, now there are anomalies, whatever the case may be, but I feel like it's again they don't call it a gender war for no reason. It's most women are in alignment. Most men are in alignment. The question is, how do we bridge that fucking gap and progress together as a culture? But again, like I said, it depends on what your mission is. And you saying my mission is to divide. So in that case, again, it's nothing. Well, I ain't gonna say there's nothing wrong with that. But from your perspective, it's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I feel like you have more of a mercenary mindset. I think leadership is trying to combine people. We're trying to figure out, okay, what is the goal? The goal is for us to be together. I thought. Right. But again, if you stay on a lot of these spaces enough, shit, you can't tell. But
just as an example, Trill, the manosphere.
That the mission was for us to be together. So if that's the mission, then it will behoove us to be strategic in our methods in order to get the desired result. But if we just up here just trying to prove who right and who wrong, then you're right. I agree 1,000%.
You actually want the manosphere dudes to get out of the sewer? No, then we all screwed up. No, we need them to stay where they are. Separate them. No, keep them.
No, it's not about
pot
men
on
getting
the
out of
top
the sewer.
and don't let it bubble over. Hell no. I believe in separation.
Let
It's
go. You
about
over here talking about marketing and whatnot. You've been talking about avatars and everything. But here's one of the key pieces of marketing that you're missing, man. You've got your different testing that they do. You know what I'm saying? They got different testing and they have different type of ads for different types of avatars or different types of audiences. But yet and still, like for example, you have, let's say you have this lotion, you have Vaseline lotion or whatever it is. Okay, they have a cocoa shea butter version for your black folks, your sisters, and this and that, and then they've got another extra
Separation.
drive. Yeah, you got extra. Wait. No. It's still one company,
but it's
they've
separation.
they've got 5 different ads for their products that go to 5 different demographics.
Yeah,
you have to have it, but they're all a different message to get to the same end result, to get to the same place.
Everybody,
you need to buy my lotion. At the end of the day, you need to buy it. So I need all of these different avatars to get on the same page to buy my stuff, but I'm gonna talk to this avatar differently, this target market differently, and this group differently to all buy my product.
And be
That's
mad.
how that
And
works.
be mad. I bet you when Mr. Lego go overseas, he's not going to just force his English language down everybody's throat. He's going to try to figure out how to communicate with those people on their language. And
I'm actually gonna learn how to say "sit your ass down" in that language, and I'm gonna tell them to sit their ass down somewhere.
How do you say women
I'm
are
going to learn how to
children
say
in that language? How do you say women are children in that language? Is that
That's
the first
it.
thing
That's
you're gonna
all I
learn?
need.
Is that the first thing you're gonna learn?
That's the whole
Oh
point.
my
The
God.
first thing you got to
and women are
understand is
children.
when you a teacher in school, when you
Depends
a
on the
teacher,
language.
No, he's the mercenary. I mean, Trill already got it. He's the mercenary. He's KD up in here, so it is what it is. I think it's settled at this point. Lego's the mercenary, so he's not the leader.
when
So
you a teacher,
that's
when
that.
you a teacher in a class and you got students, you got some that's excelling, you got some that's not excelling. You are gonna allot time to go and reach out to them to get them caught up with everybody else. That's another form of being able to be flexible with your communication.
I'm the advanced
But
class.
Bruiser.
They got to go to special education.
Bruiser, let go say fuck them kids. I only want the top 10% kids.
Thank
That's
you.
exactly what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
I'm
He
the
said fuck them
advanced
kids
class.
at the back. I got the
Yes,
One thing
I'm
Mr. Lego don't understand is when his
bus.
kids got to go out in this
I'm the
society
long
that's
bus.
divided.
Bruce,
They got to
I'm the
be able to
long bus. I'm not the
navigate.
short bus. The short bus people, they go over there. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't no room for them folks. I'm the private jet. I'm the long bus. I'm the advanced class. Nope. Sorry.
Hey, you know somebody gonna clip this, right? Somebody gonna clip this, and this is it's gonna look bad on you, buddy.
They about to
It's
cancel
gonna
that
look
guy.
bad
That nigga
on
say I'm
you.
the
Not
long
me.
bus.
They're about to set you on
They gonna
fire.
cancel
Let
that
go.
nigga.
He's
No,
talking
sir.
about short buses and fuck them.
Not
kids.
everybody can
They
go,
gonna clip
bro.
this.
It's
You know
only
what
only 12
He's
people can get on the private jet. Where the 12 people
let
at?
go. Only the strong survive, right? Is that what it
That's
is?
it. That's it. Noah's Ark type of shit. Everybody can't go. Just saying, everybody can't go.
He only talked to the 1%ers. That's it. 1%ers.
If you guys just tuning in, welcome to King Talk. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We get to these super chats before we get to the meat. We know the ladies like the meat. I ain't got the sound bite, but ow. BZ, formerly Baby Zaddy, $2 says Beauty for Pookies by Let Go, coming to Lapeef. Machine $2 also remember says Scent Box subscription, fellas. Best thing out. And lastly, Shike Auto LLC 999 says for anybody who changes his rules based on who he is dealing with is not a man who can lead a nation. My enemies are not your enemies. Your enemies are not my enemies. I want to thank everybody that has donated and super chatted. ME holds the title right now for the highest bid right now. So salute to you, sir. ME is the new name. We're not going to play with that. This is ME. With that being said, trying to get to the meat of the conversation, which is women don't make you alpha. Women don't make you alpha. Here's the context.
Everybody aims to be an alpha male, but everybody's not an alpha male.
That's
but
a
even
fact.
if you're not an alpha male, well, the first thing too, a lot of people try to preach this alpha male thing, and the people that are preaching it are like they're bringing women into the equation. You got to be a certain type of way with women, and that makes you an alpha male, which is not true. You're alpha male without women. It's about when you're amongst other men. When I was in prison, it was alpha males amongst alpha males, and you could tell like who was really trying to prove themselves. I didn't really have to prove myself. Like I know who I was. I would just sit back and let other people try to be the big dog of the fucking unit. Like that doesn't matter to me. That's important to you, but everybody's not an alpha male. People are beta males, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to be comfortable in your skin and understand who you are.
All right, that's the context. Women don't make you alpha. I'm gonna go to Luis and then Mindset Mogul. What are your thoughts, sir?
I agree. Women don't make you alpha. Like if you remove women from the equation, what do you stand on? What are your principles? What do you align with, right? And I think that what he was kind of alluding to is that, how well do you know yourself? There's a lot of dudes nowadays, and I do see this all over the internet. We have this alpha male, beta male conversation, right? And I kind of agree. Like, not everybody is going to be an alpha male, right? But then again, I kind of sit back for a moment and I think back, were your fathers or your grandfathers sitting around with each other, saying he's an alpha, he's a beta, he's a sigma, he's a this? None of these conversations were had in that kind of capacity. A lot of men just understood based on how they carried themselves, how they talked to other men, how they communicated, how they stood on their principles. You could tell which man was a certain type of man, whether it was alpha or whether it was beta. And I think that the culture today has really put like this divide, whether you have to be one or the other, and a lot of people are out here not really living in their truth. And, and instead of living in their truth, people are using their truth against them and getting exposed and poking holes into their story and their narrative of how they show up and how they talk to people. It's very telling. So, I mean, in terms of that whole alpha male conversation, yeah, it doesn't make it, women don't make you alpha. That's a pair.
I did have a follow-up question, which is a social hierarchy necessary, and if so, why? But I know we always talk about these things, and labels are just how we distinguish different things in the world. But is a social hierarchy necessary, and if so, why?
I don't know about necessary, but I think it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, people tend to kind of just, fix themselves in a line where they best fit in. Like those who are going to lead are going to lead. Those who are going to be in a supportive role are going to place themselves in a supportive role. Those who are just going to be just people in the back, the soldiers or spectators, they're just going to play their role. People are just naturally going to gravitate, to the situation at hand.
No, men typically do that.
Yeah, men typically.
Men do that. Men typically, we know how to kind of align ourselves for the most part. You might have a little discrepancy here and there, but for the most part, most men kind of know where they stand and amongst other type of men. Yeah. So are you saying this, JR, like more so when it comes to being alpha or not being alpha? Is that more so? Or this is a totally separate question?
That was just a totally separate question. I mean, I do want to address the topic, which is women don't make you alpha, but we often associate women when it comes to alpha. But then on the flip side, we have these labels. These labels exist. So I'm just asking the men on the panel: is the social hierarchy necessary? Is it necessary for us as men to understand why it's important, and should you sway a certain way? Should you strive to be alpha, so to speak, and also just kind of recognizing who you are? when it comes to the social hierarchy.
No, you should be who you are. I mean, if you're a beta male, then that's what you should be. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah, I
wrong with
agree
it.
with that.
It's about knowing
Everybody has
yourself.
a role.
It's about knowing yourself.
It's nothing wrong with it. It's just all about identifying who you are based on your behaviors and decision making. You know, when men are dwelling in the same settings, you know, with the correct discernment, you can look at their behaviors and determine who the alpha is and who the beta is based on how they move and the decisions they make. It's not a knock on a man. It's just a way to identify your tendencies. And
You
the
also-
reason why they associate women with it is because a lot of decisions that beta males or alpha males make, it aligns with a certain tendencies based on, you know, that identification. So like if I'm more like an alpha male, I'm more of a dominant man, you know, I'm more of a leader. I express my masculinity openly, you know, without any regret or any suppression. Versus a beta man is more beta male is going to be more relaxed with women and allow her to have some sense of control. And the alpha male is not going to do that. Beta male is more inclined and more humble and less prideful, and he's okay with accepting a woman with multiple baby fathers, some shit like that. The reason why they align it with women, because based on your decision making, you're able to identify the type of guys that they usually tend to go for. That's willing to accept their
So
baggage,
be
so to speak.
alpha and beta.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So the thing I would say when it comes to the social hierarchy on that, you're gonna have most of the alpha males aren't gonna be with each other or around each other too much, because you're gonna have an alpha male and then he's gonna be around other really intelligent beta males that's gonna help him come up with a decision that he ultimately makes and pulls the trigger on. But then you're gonna have multiple groups of that. You're gonna have an alpha and then you're gonna have multiple betas in that group. You're not going to have a big group of just alphas, because alphas typically stand alone. They may come together, you know, to have a meeting or make a decision every blue moon, but alphas aren't really that tight with each other all the time. Alphas usually run their own unit, their own group, their own business unit. So, and they've got other betas with them.
Would you consider that the governmental structure of our country right now is that same hierarchy, where the chief leader is a alpha male? Well, could we best describe that? In the vice president?
Or Biden is
okay. That's something different.
Like,
That's something different. That's something different.
Our representation, right? Because if we're going to look at this in a pyramid, we got to look at who's sitting at the top, calling the shots and leading everybody by example.
Well, that's a bad example.
Yeah, that's not a good example. I mean, for
women
currently
vote.
today, yes, but in the past, we've had presidents or whatnot that were more alpha males for sure. But I look at it more so from like a corporate standing. You know, you have a CEO, and then you have a president, and then the vice president, and then you have board directors, and then you have, you know, all the VPs below them for the different business units. Then you have the directors below them, and then you have the management, and then you have, you know, more of the workers. You've got, if you're an executive vice president, you're an alpha to your business unit. You know what I'm saying? If you're the vice president of HR, all the HR people below you are more beta. You're the more alpha out of that business unit. But are you more alpha than the CEO? No, most likely not. You know, but that's when they do come together, when they do have a common situation. But the majority of the time, they are branched off in different units to run the different parts of the business or the hierarchy or what have you.
So let's try to.
I don't think any of them are the alpha. If we're gonna be honest, like y'all use president, and I can't remember the last time a president could just do what he wanted to do, like it, and go and check.
Different branches.
It doesn't work like that. CEO, same way. It's a board of directors. CEO can have an idea that he wants to get passed, but he got to run it by the board. If the board say hell no, you're not doing that. So you know, again, I think what defines an alpha is the ability to galvanize. That's what defines an alpha. A lot of people put it on, you know, you know, how aggressive he is, how loud he is, or how boisterous he is, or whatever the case may be. And I don't feel like that's true. It's different types of leaders. Like I like to look at the like Ravens, Baltimore Ravens as a perfect example of that. You got an alpha leader in Ray Lewis, but Ed Reed is also an alpha leader. He's just not loud and yelling and all of that stuff that Ray Lewis is doing, because that's just not his leadership style. He's laid back. He's going to lead by example. I'm going to go out there and dominate. I'm one of the most feared people in the league, whatever the case may be, and that's just my way of leading. Ray Lewis has his way of leading. I got my way of leading. Both are alphas. So, you know, again, I think alpha is just having the ability to galvanize and having the willingness to take the liability if things go left. I feel like most people are scared to death. Most people are sheep, and they are scared to death. They may have great ideas, but they don't want to take the brunt of the blame if things go wrong. They want to always be able to point the finger at somebody. And I feel like that's what separates alpha. Alpha don't give a damn about that, because he understands that right there comes with the game.
So I grew up looking. I agree with you on that.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah,
I
you know
agree
that.
with you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's my only thing, man. You know, I feel like alpha is oftentimes defined wrong, and it is defined under like superficial, surface level, you know, traits.
Yeah, it's almost like
that's not how I saw it though.
Comic book shit.
I agree with like having different personality traits and being able to talk to people different, being able to galvanize and all that kind of stuff. That's what I meant by the alpha male having other really smart beta males around him to help make decisions and get shit done, because that alpha male is the one who's actually making the decision and pulling the trigger, and he's the one that's got to live with the decisions, you know, whether he goes right or he goes left. But also, AC, it depends on what level of structure you're looking at. You're talking about Ray Lewis and you're talking about Ed Reed. Yeah, they might be leaders of the defense. You know, they might be the team captains, but, you know, and they are alphas for sure. But one can say the head coach is an alpha, because he's the one putting people in place, and he's the one that's making decisions who's on the field and who's not, and who subs in for who. Or you can even say the owner, the GM of the team is the alpha, or you can say the owner of the team is the alpha. You know, just all about what level of structure we're talking here.
So
and we have substructures as well too. So you have alphas and substructure situations as well in the major structure.
But you bring it into like a leadership.
Just real quick though, even in that example, sometimes the coach ain't alpha. He just got the coaching title. You understand? Because there's certain players. Let's just be honest here. Let's look at the Ravens in 2001 just to stay in that same example.
Yeah.
If Ray Lewis said, "Hey, I don't agree with his coaching style. You're gonna have to get rid of him, or I'm not playing." They're gonna get rid of that coach before they let Ray Lewis not play. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think it boils down to who has the ability to galvanize the most. That is the alpha.
Yeah,
even
agree.
the owner.
You can't look at it.
He may cut the checks, but again, the like what brings that franchise money is the star, is the person that's willing to galvanize not only his teammates but fans too. They come in there to see Ray Lewis. They're not coming there to see fucking who up there, Ozzie Smith. One of them. They're not coming up there to see
Ozzie Newsome. But at the same time, though, like, but what if the head coach was Bill Belichick? That shit ain't gonna happen. If that was the case, you know what I'm saying? It depends
you
who we're talking about. It depends.
You're looking at it from a position of authority, man. And when a position of authority can be easily filled with a woman and the leader of the nation, it's coming.
What?
A woman can be the damn president. We can't look at these positions.
No, bro, stop, bro.
No, ain't no stop, bro. Ain't no stop. You got a female vice president, bro.
Ain't got no female nothing. No,
there's a female vice president right now, bro. Just get ready, bro. Just get ready. There's a female vice president. Y'all looking at the leader of a nation as whether it's the alpha or beta, the principles. They don't align with that. They don't align with a coach. You got female coaches coming now. Come on, man. It just don't align.
Let me
We're trying to bring this back. We're trying to bring this toward how let's try to bring it back to the topic, man. When we say women don't make you an alpha, let's just talk about the topic. Y'all talking about leadership positions.
I agree with you on that.
That makes you an alpha or a beta male.
Women don't make you alpha because women have nothing to do with it. You are whatever you are.
Whenever you talk about positions that women can fill, then you're saying women. Then you're actually saying women have something to do with it.
I'm not. Can you stop talking for a second?
Oh, hold on, but I was talking first, and you was trying to cut me off. I'll let you talk.
Okay. Women
So
don't.
so let's try to bring it back to the topic, bro.
I'm bringing it back to the topic. You keep talking.
I'm the one
You
talking
asked a
though.
question, and I'm giving you
I'm
what you asked
talking,
for.
but I'm talking though. I haven't finished.
Oh, I thought you said let's bring it back to the topic.
No,
Okay, go
what
ahead.
I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, when we talk about leadership position, that's a really it's a slippery slope, because females can lead now. They can be in these coaching positions, presidential positions, whatever. So you can't really look at the alpha and beta male perspective from those points. So I think that's the reason why the topic is drawn towards how we relate to women. And that video was a good example. So me personally, if I look at alpha and beta male, the way I look at it is, okay, so I would say someone's a beta male, an established man who wants children, who will commit to or marry single moms, ex-porn models, obese women. Because I feel like if you establish, then you got your pick of the litter. But for you to settle for some bullshit, I look at you as a fucking beta male. You damn right I said it. Russell Wilson's a fucking beta male. Excuse my language. But let's just be straight laser with this. We ain't got to go off topic talking about damn coaches and Bill Belichick. Man, let's talk about what we're talking about. People. We're talking about relationships. This guy was talking about how it relates to women. There's an intersection that happens when we talk about dating and marriage and relationships. So the way we communicate and the way we make decisions based on how we move with women, we can sit here and say whether you're a beta male or alpha male, whether you like it or not. You might not want to hear it because some.
Okay. All right, Bruiser. All right.
Go ahead, man.
All right, thank you. Women have nothing to do. First of all, I don't care nothing about this alpha, beta. Who gives a shit? That's the first thing. And I understand it's a conversation, but
all right, so you saying that the social hierarchy is not important?
It's not about alpha, beta, is what I'm saying. It's like that alpha.
Okay,
beta
what is it about,
comic
man?
book shit. So,
I was just saying, like, what is it about?
It's about the hierarchy. So, as an example, I used to look at mall movies, right? So I look at hierarchy from a family standpoint because I used to grow up looking at mall movies, gangster movies all the time, right? And the boss was not the loud alpha. The boss actually whispered in people's ear when he needed something to happen. He had Muscle, who was a loud, boisterous person. You're
loud and boisterous.
Hold on, bro. He hugged everybody. Like, he asked people, like, how's your mother doing? He would literally send somebody to go to the woods and get whacked. But the way he would do it is say, hey, I need you to go with so-and-so, and I need y'all to take care of this for me. So that is not no alpha nothing. That is literally hierarchy. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, like, certain things got to be done a certain way. And if you just running around and yelling at people and sticking your chest out, you're literally letting everybody know, like, how weak you are, but that's just my opinion. I don't care about this alpha stuff or whatever, but it has nothing to do with women. When you are literally leading, you are literally living your life, whether it's money, whether it's hierarchy, whether you're telling people what to do, or whether you're getting people telling them telling you what to do. Women are literally going to see where you fall in the hierarchy, and they're going to operate according to where you are. But they have nothing to do with the hierarchy itself. They just pick depending on where you are within the hierarchy.
I disagree, Lego. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They don't make you alpha.
Yeah, but they can definitely contribute to it. Because I mean, let's just be honest here. The same way that most women gravitate to a man who a lot of women want, a lot of men gravitate to a lot of men that a lot of women want.
But doesn't that mean that they're already there or already doing something? Or no?
Or no, not necessarily. Because again, it doesn't mean that he's already accomplished. He's just popular, or he just has status, or he just has swagger.
He's provoking something in the room. He's the tallest guy, the richest guy. He don't, like I said, in the mob movies, he wasn't the loudest, but everybody knew the guy in the corner was the boss. You feel me? So
But
when
again, it
you
depends
are
on the leadership,
something,
though, Lego.
go
Because
ahead.
just like in that movie, you could say that he was quiet, but then you got people like John Gotti, who's the complete opposite of that. I'm loud, I'm boisterous, I'm gonna let you know what it is. I'm the boss, I'm this, I'm that. So again, different styles of leadership doesn't necessarily equate to alpha. That's all I'm saying. But women definitely play a role because men gravitate to men that a lot of women won't. I've literally seen it. You'll have Drake and them come out here and perform, or whoever come out here and perform, and all the women want these dudes, and you have grown men pushing women out of the way to get to them.
But it's because
And
he's
those
already
women
Drake.
gravitating to him plays a role in terms of triggering that. And
He's
again, we can
already
take it off
Drake, though.
superstars. We can take it to
Come on, Mr.
the
Lego, let
regular
the man
people in the
talk.
neighborhood. He ain't that accomplished. He ain't rich. He ain't whatever. But he just has the ability to pull a lot of women. That's a dude that you want around you. Why? Because we like women. And he stay with them around them. So we gonna bring him into the fold, even if he ain't whatever. But those women affect his hierarchy. If he wasn't able to pull them women, he would be nowhere near us. So they do factor into it. They don't necessarily dictate it, but they play a big role in your social hierarchy ranking. That's just a fact.
Okay, I can understand that.
And whether you like it or not, Mr. Logo, these women can look at you and tell whether you're alpha or beta male.
But that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying, Walter Cronkite.
See, that's a beta male trait right there. Now
Trigger, you muted.
I'm like, let me go,
Yeah.
man. These bald niggas. Is getting
Hold on,
my
Trigger. You talking muted? That's a beta male trait, just so you know.
Never. You know what? You needed that. You needed that one. You needed that one because Bruiser was whooping your ass up here. You needed that. All right, bet. So it says women don't make you alpha. That's absolutely correct. Women don't make you alpha. Your actions do. Now, Luis, I got a bone to pick, man, because you are spot on all the time. But that president that you just said
was some bullshit.
Yep.
because I'm disappointed, bro. I think you like looking at it like cross that one. I'll never do using that one again. Women vote for the president, and as a matter of fact, women vote more than men do. So that could never be a position that we regard as alpha. I can actually choose a situation where I believe it's a perfect alpha situation. Most of y'all or some of y'all that have been to boot camp before, in the Navy boot camp, we have 4 leadership positions in every ship, which is just your compartment of the people you going in with. 75 dudes maximum. So I had 75 dudes in my ship. And I was 24 when I went in. And I told them, I'm trying to keep my head down, bro. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to get through it. I've already done all this rah-rah stuff. I'm just trying to get through it, get my money for school, whoop-de-whoop. Out of those 4 leadership positions is RPOC, AROC, starboard watch section leader, and port watch section leader. The men and the heads pick who are the 4 section leaders. Out of those 4 men, I got picked, and I was trying to keep my head down. But that's because I was a little older than everybody. I didn't want to get in trouble. I wanted to stop doing push-ups. So I started telling everybody how to make their bed so you don't affect me. It's the actions of the people, and the men pick based on those actions. The alpha will always rise naturally. And just like Trill said, that's who the men gravitate to. Who do you think everybody was following around? Like a puppy dog. Hey, dog, Chief really rock with you. We ain't doing push-ups when you in the lead, bro. You show us something? You see what I'm saying? So everybody's naturally going to gravitate to alpha because of the actions. The second part of it is once you induce stress in any situation, all the beta is going to fall off automatically. Automatically. They cannot handle blame. They're only there for glory. Right? They cannot handle blame. They cannot handle stress. They cannot think themselves out of any situation. That's why alpha is natural. Listen, one of the reasons you can easily tell an alpha is that he's not comfortable when he's not in charge. I'm not comfortable when I'm not in charge because ain't nobody going to crash a car while I'm in it. I'm driving. I'm going to get us there. Sit your ass down. Everybody want to know why I drive the whole road trip. Don't matter where we going. 13 hours. I'm driving. Ain't nobody gonna kill me. I'm in control, and nobody ever bothers me, right? So it's usually gonna be the actions, and it can even happen by birth order. It can even happen by birth order. When people ask me why I'm this way, I'm like the oldest of the oldest cousins, firstborn. I always push to the front. Realize how much shit I can get for putting things off on people. So I always want to be in the lead, right? So yeah, I just think actions will make an alpha, and it's not even to say betas are less than. Everybody plays a role in this thing. All right, so just wanted to make that point.
Mr. Let Go, since you like using the mob references, in the movie The Godfather, Sonny and Michael, which one of those two did you think was the alpha and which one you thought was the beta? In the movie Godfather, the two brothers, you had Sonny, Michael, and I forget the third one. Oh, Alfredo.
I don't remember who was who in The Godfather. I watched The Godfather, but it wasn't my favorite one. So I don't remember exactly who was who as far as the sons. So I don't know.
So I'll help you with that. So for me, the order in which it came down to, I thought that Michael, for me, was the alpha. Although his brother Sonny was very loud, boisterous, he tended to kind of throw his weight around, was very aggressive, right? He failed at trying to communicate and reach people. The way that he delivered certain things to his men, they stopped and kind of questioned his leadership. Like he was leaving the compound, right? And they're like, well, I'm just leaving and stuff like that. And they just stopped and froze. They didn't follow him at first. They just kind of wasn't sure. But the way you see Michael portrayed in the entire movie in 1, 2, or 3, is his ability to stay calm, cool, and collective. His ability to stay stoic and say very little words as possible. Because he casted, although he didn't say a whole lot and he wasn't very aggressive, he cast a very large shadow. And that's the thing that you can see the difference in the stark difference between those two brothers. And obviously, Alfredo, being more of the beta out of the three, he had to always lead his younger brother. Always show by example, pull him off to the side and talk to him. You don't ever go against this family in any way.
Nah, Luis. Fredo was older than Mike, but continue.
Yeah, Fredo was older. Fredo was older.
I gotta go watch the Godfather again. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow.
I get it. Y'all want to keep talking about damn movie, but I got some value to add to this shit than to keep bringing up a goddamn movie. I seen women turn a man into a beta male. Y'all don't believe me, do you?
That means he was already a beta male.
He wasn't on the way alpha.
No,
he wasn't on the way alpha.
Dudes ain't chest out.
He wasn't on the way alpha.
Hear me out. The brother was undefined, undetermined. He didn't have a way yet. But it was that ass. It was that ass that made him embrace that stepfather role. I'm telling you, they're doing it, bro. They poking it out, and these brothers like, I got to have it. I'll take care of the kids, goddamn, for these buns. I'm telling you, this stuff is going on out here, man.
So wait, this on clip.
Some of y'all on the panel doing it now.
Wait, quick question. Just so I'm clear, Bruiser. You saying any man that gets into a relationship with a single mother is a beta? Is that what I mean?
No. I didn't say any man. I said I'm saying an established man who have the capacity and the ability to find a woman and sow his legacy through her without having another man imprint in it.
But what if his legacy is already sown already and they walking around driving cars and having jobs?
It doesn't apply to him.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about young men who's been established and they have the ability and the
And they got
capacity
no
to make
kids.
their
Well,
own
they're a young
independent
man.
woman
They're
and lead
not
their
that
own life.
established, though.
Exactly.
Now
I'm
what?
just Bruce. Are you just talking? We just
Hold
don't be
on. First
knowing.
of all, you got to let me finish my point to get the whole goddamn point before you just interrupt.
We need a red light to come on in the corner so we
You
know.
don't understand what I'm saying.
We don't be knowing.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
No, literally no.
Okay, look at Russell Wilson. He's a fucking millionaire.
We've been saying he was a beta though.
That's a short. I just took a shortcut. That's an example. That's what I'm talking about. I'm answering the trill though. I'm asking the trill. He asked me that. Am I talking about any man? I said no. I'm not saying any man. I'm saying men who are established, men who have the ability to find a woman to impregnate and to put an impression on that no other man has an impression on.
Yep. I
If
agree.
you have the ability to do that and you settle for less, I'm calling you a beta male.
But okay, just quit real quick. That's not realistic, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, I'm listening.
Just because that he chose that woman and he had the ability to choose other women doesn't necessarily mean he's settled. The thing about love is you love who you love. That's just what it is. You understand me? So that right there could have been a consumer. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have the options. He could go out there. You're right. He's a millionaire. You can go out there and get every woman you want to. But those women don't make me feel like this one do. And just because she makes me feel a way and makes me the best version of myself, inspires me, supports me, subscribes to my infrastructure, all of that, and I choose to be with her, just because she had a baby by somebody else, that don't make me a beta. Just because
that's where me and you differ. I don't feel like I'm restricted to a woman who makes me feel a certain way because I feel like I have enough power and enough influence over a woman to where I can demand that kind of feeling from her.
Let me say this. I don't think he's necessarily a simp because she had a kid before him. That in his particular situation, we gotta be mindful. Sierra's a little bit older than him, so she was famous longer than him. And the thing is, he was a fan. He chose a woman that he had her poster up in his dorm room.
He was jacking off to her.
What I'm saying?
I don't think he had a poster up.
But the point I'm trying to make
he had a poster of Sierra and Future. Future was hitting it from the back, and Sierra was bent over. That's the poster he had on his wall.
No. It's just like this, bro. Hold on. Let me get my point. Is that it's just like any one of us makes it big in the league. You're a lottery pick winner. You got $50 million in the bank. You're an instant celebrity. You get to pick and choose who the hell you want when you want them. Okay. And ever since you was in college, you had a crush on Megan Good or Halle Berry or whatever. And now you on the red carpet next to her ass. What's the first ass you gonna go after?
I'm gonna
see if I can get Halle Berry right quick.
From being a simp.
I'm gonna see if I can get no. It's not you simping. It's that you being a man, you are now have a different level of access that now to any woman you want, and the woman that's been on your brain recently, all these women the red carpet you can never get to.
When you do that,
no,
you was right.
How
you
were
was
you
right when you said you
yourself?
had a different level of access. Your access actually amplified above the level of access that you would normally have. Around you have your pick. This thing called.
But
your
that's
pick
how
of the
you
litter.
got there, though. But that's how you got there. So now you're like, damn. Now I want to see what Halle Berry on. I didn't have access to Halle. No, I didn't have access to Halle Berry 2-3 years ago. I was a nobody in
I don't
college.
want no Halle Berry. I'm
2-3
sorry.
years ago.
But nobody wants no old Halle Berry, bro.
No, we ain't talking about today.
Those berries ain't berries no more.
We're not talking about today.
Bitches some sour ass grapes. That's what it is.
I'm talking back in the day. I'm talking
concentrated juice.
You gonna taste wine when you sip that pussy.
Man, hey, can we stay focused on the example here and not where she
Halle
is today?
grapefruit.
Stop. Halle wine, because those grapes are
You
aged
lost me
now.
with the Halle Berry,
Berries
bro.
are aged.
Listen,
oh, come on now.
No, don't want no damn Halle Berry, bro.
After seeing her in Monster Ball getting pegged by the white dude.
If I got with Halle Berry, I would literally have to close my eyes and imagine the whole Halle Berry.
Y'all Negroes. Hey,
you could have said Lupita
Trill,
off of Black Panther or something like that.
Trill,
You don't want no old ass Halle Berry.
It's
So
an
He
example. It's
wanted to
not
say
about.
Well, they
It's
biblical
not
trying to
thoughts.
about.
He
gaslight
wanted to
you, B
say
man. They
biblical
trying to
Y'all
thoughts.
gaslight you, bro.
bullshit.
I got
Nah,
you.
y'all bullshit.
Yeah,
Nah, y'all bullshit.
he wanted to say biblical
Who-
thoughts. That's what he wanted to say.
Well,
Oh
can I?
hell no! Vivica
I mean, if
ain't
he's
in it.
not finished, can
Hey,
I?
y'all,
Can I
hold
get?
on.
Ain't it?
Hey, y'all,
Hold
hold
on,
on, y'all.
son.
Let me
I didn't
get.
even answer the damn question first. Let me answer the question. Let go. Your ass need to wait. Your ass been all over this damn topic. Hold tight, brother. Hold tight.
I ain't said nothing.
Do
What? Huh?
women? No.
You talking about Bruiser?
Exactly. Bruiser ass too. Bruiser doing too much.
I ain't said
All
nothing.
right, women don't make you alpha. That is absolutely correct. They don't make you alpha, but they are signs. There are female orbiters around alpha males all the time. So it's a sign that you may be alpha if there are women around you all the time. It is not the absolute indicator, but usually when there's alphas, women are going to let you know he's an alpha, because they're going to start coming around. They're going to start moving around kind of where you're at, kind of in your space. And then the same thing with the guys, because at the end of the day, men deal with men who contribute to the group. So if you're the guy that gets the chicks, you got the slick mouthpiece, you're contributing women to the group to hang around and be around. If you're the guy that got the liquor plug, you're contributing the liquor. If you're the dude that got the private jet plug, you the dude that's providing something. If you're the guy with the big ass condo that overlooks the entire city, you got the vibes, you got the spot. You are contributing to the group. You are providing something. You are bringing value. So men want to be around other strong men who bring value. And they want to, kind of be like them or know more about what they're doing and learn their whole game plan or whatever they're doing. Okay. So that's typically how that works. You have male orbiters around, but you'll definitely have female orbiters around if you are an alpha.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get Mindset and MRM in there. Go ahead, Mindset. What are your thoughts, sir? I know we supposed to have been to you a long time ago.
Yeah, it's all good. A level it takes. So, women do not make an alpha. I believe that 100%. But they do contribute to it, and they can make a man feel like an alpha. I think that's really what happens. They make a guy feel like alpha, and it could be like pseudo alpha, but they make him feel like it. And to me, honestly, I think all of the alpha talk is like kind of misconstrued in a way, because it's really caveman like, right? It's really like, I think we've outgrown the term, right? But we're still utilizing it. I think we should evolve from it. I think the lines have been blurred around what it is actually used for. Is used to describe animals, right? And we still got this animalistic mind, but for me, I think anybody can be an alpha, just like how everybody was describing it in a certain way. But one thing that sticks out to me the most is that you don't make yourself the alpha. Like you're given the power. People come together to choose you. You're chosen as the alpha. Right? When we talk about leadership, like the people choose to follow you. They choose you. They appoint you as a leader. And for me, once again, it's really like perspective. It's really perspective, because you could feel like an alpha in this lane, but you could be a beta or omega, right? Whatever you want to call yourself. But at the end of the day, I really just don't even subscribe to the whole thought of it. But just for the sake of the conversation, it's just like, once again, yeah, women don't make you an alpha. In fact, just like I think Trill mentioned it, they definitely contribute to it, and I'll leave it like that.
So
ain't it
in
childish,
politics,
this whole alpha talk?
So in politics, we vote our alpha in, and in the jungle, in the wild, they fight it out to see who's the more stronger individual will survive.
You still using politics, Luis? You still using
Right.
politics?
What are you talking about, bro?
Biden
I
is
was
definitely
just
an
thinking that
alpha.
shit. I was just
This
thinking
topic
that.
right here
I'm
destroyed
like, he
King
done went
Talk.
right back to damn politics. Come on, Louis.
I'm reeling it in.
All right, my turn.
It's an elephant in the room y'all don't want to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead, MRM.
Go ahead, MR.
All right, so shout out to the panel. Hope y'all all doing good, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm gonna just throw this in here. No, a woman cannot make a man an alpha, because a woman herself is not built, or nor is it in her nature to even be an alpha, to even tell a man how to be one. I think one of the things that happens is that
men, especially at a young age, need to be around other men who actually distribute those type of qualities and attributes, characteristics, and attitudes. The reason being is because, especially amongst us, we are already kind of subconsciously groomed to be under a woman anyway. So then if you do become a man and you feel that you need a woman to tell you how to be an alpha, you probably think that that's okay because you're used to a woman running you anyway. If you come from a single parent home, which most likely is your mom, I don't need no woman to validate me in something that I am. You know, I don't need a woman to help me or to make me feel validated in the sense to where she makes me feel like I don't have to feel like an alpha because I am an alpha. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't need my sons to make me feel like a father. I am a father. I don't need my wife to make me feel like a husband because I am a husband. So a lot of things I think can get mixed up in there when we talk about something that's being a feeling. Now, I do know coming up in the hood, we all know. I mean, I grew up around gangsters and kingpins and all that, and women will gravitate that. Now, why is that? Because he seemed like he's the hot shot. He seemed like he got it going on. It does something to a woman's nature, which a lot of people don't agree with this. But I always say this: one thing that does not lie is nature. Nature does not lie. So if you are moving as a man should, a woman is going to be a certain, let me just say this, a certain type of woman is going to be attracted to that, period. So I think the other day, Trigger Mike, maybe it was last month, me and you were on the panel where they were actually kind of going against me and you, because me and you said, we don't care if we're one amongst white people or whatever people. Me and you both said we walk up in our places like we own it. And they were like, no, you can't do that everywhere. We're like, no, yes, we can. I go into a meeting or whatever like that. I walk in there with my head high like I own
Thank
it.
you.
You know,
Thank
I don't
you.
go in there
That's
like,
what I've been saying for the last 2 hours.
you know, it's
Thank you.
amongst all these different folks. No, I go in there with my head up like
Thank you.
I'm that dude. I don't have to
Right.
sit there and I don't have to sit there and have nobody say, hey, yeah, we gonna all vote tie in. No, I am the dude. I don't need y'all to vote me, and I just am. So what you mentioned earlier, Trigger Mike, is something we do when I was going through med school, and we did it with children. We was already able to tell with some children who was going to be like, not necessarily, we didn't use the word alpha, but we said these kids distributed certain type of leadership qualities. You put certain ages like toddlers or kids that are going through the pediatric phase, we put them in a certain scenario and we actually give them a certain type of task that causes stress. And you can already tell some kids instantly step up to the challenge. They're like, oh, I got this. And you got some kids, they go away from it. And a lot of people carry that on into their adult lives as well, where it's under certain stresses, you'll be able to wean out who's able to lead and who's able not. You'll be able to wean out some that will actually make up excuses as to why they can't be that. It's like, no, well, the reason why I'm not an alpha male is because, she won't let, like, I hate when people say that my wife won't let. What you mean she won't let you? I'm just am. Well, what do? I don't have to sit there and ask for permission to be the leader in my house. I just am. I don't have to ask for my son's permission I don't talk to my sons and say things like, now, son, I'm the father and I'm the authority. I don't do that. I just am. I do it. And have they ever kind of come up against it? No. 21 years old, sitting right there. The other one's 19. Neither one of them have ever tried to ever in their life ever test me because they already know who runs it.
Damn, how did I get booted from the top corner? Damn, that's what ain't got some shit.
Because you're not the alpha.
You're not an alpha.
Oh, look at that. I said
Brutal, Anton coming in on fire.
I want to take back that joke.
No, I do have a question though. So mindset. Why would you want? Why do we need to remove the terms?
Well, we don't have to do anything, but just I believe that it's divisive in a sense. Right. And it doesn't really serve the current state of where we're at. I think as we evolve, the term should evolve. I think it's prehistoric. I think it's like caveman talk.
What's the current state in which we're at?
I think we're more in the strategic partnership era where it's not about
what?
The strategic partnership era. So like there's an economic era, right? When it comes to making money, there's always an economic era. So like, let's say early 2000s, the economic era was whoever controlled the flow of information, like Google, YouTube, people like that, companies like that. Now we're in the economic era of strategic partnerships. So it's more about who you link up with. So it's more like team, duos, combinations. So I'm thinking like,
is that how you view marriage as a partnership?
Partnership, yeah, marriage is a partnership.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Marriage is a partnership.
Now I get it. That's the problem. Yeah.
It's all perspective. It's the way you see it, right? But when you deal with one person, that's not like if you deal with another person, it is a partnership. At the end of the day, you're communicating with someone else and you're working with that person. So once again, it's all perspective.
There's a hierarchy, sir. That's not a partnership. So
either way,
do you see it as an equal
do things
partnership?
however you
mindset?
want to do it.
It's a
I'm not
partnership.
here to tell nobody what to do, but it's not no
No,
damn
that is
partnership.
not, y'all.
It's a
One
hierarchy.
Partnership with a benevolent dictator
It's
at
a
the
partnership. And the reason
Y'all
why it's a
sound like y'all
partnership,
about to destroy this dude right now. I'm
the
gonna go
reason
get
why
my
it's a
popcorn.
partnership is because
It's not
you
a
can have
partnership. It's
you can have
not.
percentages. You can have percentages, different
When you
percentages.
become
It
a
doesn't
partner
have
with
to be
somebody,
50.
don't that make y'all equals?
No, it's a partnership. If you have an operating agreement with someone, right, you could be 80% on the operating agreement. The person could be 20. So it's a
True.
partnership.
I'll
Very
take that.
true. Very true.
I can
It's
see
not.
that.
It's not
Come
true.
on, man.
But
It's
in a
not
partnership,
It is.
It's
It's
not
a partnership.
true.
I never.
It's not a
This
partnership.
is this
It's
modern men bullshit. Modern men are like screwing up the world.
It's never been a partnership. That's never been the way in which people were supposed to operate within their households, which is
It's
one
disgusting, bro.
It's one of the ways in which I realize that women have conditioned men to think like women. That is
Thank you.
That is a feminine trait to
Feminine.
think like woman, and to even say that we need to do away with labels is a feminine trait. We are animalistic by nature. We are animals. We are mammals. We breed like mammals. We hunt like mammals. We have competition like mammals, and there's always going to be a hierarchy amongst men and certainly amongst women. And that's why women are looking to compete for the best men. Whenever I see a man say that it's a partnership, I know that he's not truly living in his purpose when it comes to looking at relationships, because it is a hierarchy and it's not a partnership. It is a dictatorship. A dictatorship, even the nature of man, is not supposed to subject himself to a woman in no sense and fashion, not even when it comes to any religious book that you read. Even when people say that you're supposed to submit to, no, you're supposed to submit to the woman in a way that you submit, or you look at it like God looks at man. And that's why it's a hierarchy within the church. Even within the Bible, it says man over woman. It didn't say man partners with woman, right? And no religious text does it say that. Not in the Quran, not in the Bible, not in nothing. And so when I see somebody say a partnership, that's basically saying that that person is on your level. Let me ask you a question. Do you respect a man in the same way if you go to him, let's just say it's your neighbor, and y'all having a conversation, and he says, let me get my wife, she can better make that decision for us? Do you respect him in the same way as another man that then makes the decision that's in the best interest of his household?
No, I don't respect them the same way. 100%.
Why not? Because that would then go against the narrative.
She's his partner.
You said partnership.
Yeah,
partnership. Partner. Let me talk to my partner.
Yeah,
but in any partnership, think about it. Let's think about it though. In any partnership, no decision is made without first consulting the other partner.
I understand what you're saying. Once again, it's perspective, right? And you can already have those terms. You can already have those terms already written out and agreed to.
What?
You can already have terms already written out and agreed to. And when you talk about how
You're conflating. You're conflating.
You gotta let him finish, Mr. Lego. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, 100%. So the thing about it is, like, when you talk about being animalistic, you drive a car, brother?
I'm sorry?
Do you drive a car?
Yes.
Animals don't drive cars.
But that just means that we're evolving.
No, they don't drive cars.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me.
Like, let's be real. Let's be real here. No, let's be real. Because he came in.
I created the space for you to be able to talk. You're gonna have to be able to create the space for me to be able to answer the question and add the context. So technology allows for us to continue to evolve and how we do things more effectively. A car is just a tool. It's a way for us to get from point A to point B. It doesn't mean that it changes the nature of who you are. I'm still trying to get there faster than you. I'm gonna look better than you doing it, and I'm gonna be more effective, and I'm gonna feel better when I'm in it because my seats are stitched leather. It's a tool. It doesn't mean that it changes the nature of who you are. I'm still trying to conquer you. I'm still trying to be faster than you, and I'm always gonna be better than you.
Yeah, and language is a tool.
And in the same way that animals continue to evolve based off of the circumstances and based off of what the environment is that they are. Don't you know that some animals then adapt to their environment by growing nails? Sometimes they body extend. Sometimes we've had some of the oldest animals on earth continue to evolve based off of the environment and circumstance. So does it mean that they're no longer animals, or does it mean that they adapt to their circumstance because of the technology and the environment that they live in?
Evolution, right? So you could still.
Does it mean that they're no longer animals is the question.
No, but in the form of evolution is what I was referencing, right, with the word. So you could still be a man of power, you could still be a man of strength, but does the term still help? Now, does the term work in your favor, or can we elevate the term, right, due to the circumstance of where we evolved to?
Elevate.
Well, here's the question then, Mr. Man. Have you elevated to be much more powerful and effective in your household by partnering or being ahead of your household?
Yeah, because you could lose. First of all,
you
create an environment. You create an environment for you to thrive in. Now, when two parties are working well,
you create an environment for you to be able to survive in, because then that means that you're unable to be able to compete with a person like me because you need somebody else's resources in order for you to be able to thrive in your household. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not competing with you. Yeah, I'm not competing with you. I don't even.
You are. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, you are.
No,
because regardless of how you feel, it's always going to be a war amongst us. It's always going to be a hierarchy. It's always going to be somebody at the top and somebody at the bottom. It's going to be a winner and a loser. And so regardless of how you feel about it, you are competing. You're always going to be competing against the person that's next to you. Now, you may be able to align with somebody that helps you get a little bit further, but you're still in the competition.
Yeah, 100%. The competition will always be with me, and it will always end with me.
It's not.
And
it's against me.
It will. It would always be.
It's against me. And it's against Bruiser, and it's against Luis, and it's against Madden, and it's against MRM, and it's against Trill, and it's against Trigger Mike, and it's against Lapeef, and it's against Mr. Let Go.
Yes, Anton, I totally understand that. And your perspective in your world, yes, it is. We're talking about your world.
And your world, because your world is my world. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the point to where then I have to make sure that you subject yourself to me in order to make sure that you can even survive or thrive. Because let me tell you something. Your boss, whoever it is that you work for, is the determining factor for whether or not you can feed your family. That's a hierarchy. That's a competition. When you go for a raise and
you're not his damn partner.
That's a competition. When you look to make sure that you do the thing that's in the best interest of your family, you're competing for that. It's a finite amount of resources. It's a finite amount of everything on this earth. And it's going to be a winner and a loser. And the determining factor for whether or not you're a winner or a loser is whether or not you truly understand the competition. You think that we friends. We not.
Well, I understand what you're saying. And once again, everything is about perspective, right? Your perspective gives you direction. At the end of the day, I don't have a corporate job, anything like that. I work for my students. I work for my partners. I work for my people.
So you got a boss.
I mean, yeah, my students would be my boss. Yeah, my students. Yeah.
And your partners.
Yeah, because first of all, I walk in my purpose. I know you mentioned that before, right?
What's your purpose? What's your purpose?
My purpose is to overcome my obstacles. My purpose.
What is that? What is this? What is this church mumbo jumbo? That's the same thing that they preach on the pulpit.
No, overcome your obstacles. I'll break it down to you. I break it down.
Your purpose is to overcome your obstacles.
Yeah, my purpose. I'll break it down to you. So I lost both of my parents growing up. Right, I went to 7 different schools, 9 years. I had gastroesophageal reflux disease. I beat cancer. Right, all of these things are obstacles in my life. I'm gonna have what we call challenges. So my role is to overcome my challenges. As I overcome my challenges, I create something in my life. I create my life. I design my life. I don't know about you, brother, but I design my life.
Listen, right? I mean, that was a phenomenal speech.
Did he say he had gas? Are you a motivational speaker?
Hold on, Bruiser. That's a phenomenal speech, but that does not define purpose. That's called
I told you
life.
what my purpose is already. My purpose is to
that's called life. Usually what happens is when you face with things, you just have to overcome it in order to survive. That's called living. That has nothing to do with purpose. Purpose is the value that you add into this earth to leave it as a better space as a result of you being here. Or are you a nuisance? Are you the villain or are you the hero?
Here's the thought, brother. Here's the thought. Me overcoming my obstacles allowed me to create a platform in which I could help other people do the same. And as I mentioned earlier,
so your purpose is not obstacles. So your purpose is to help other people.
No, that's your purpose can't be for other people. Your purpose is for yourself.
It's not.
Your purpose is always for yourself.
It's never for yourself.
It's always for yourself.
If that was the case, then you wouldn't have a family.
We are here to serve, sir.
Yes.
Serve.
It's never for yourself. Everything that men do is for the greater good of other people.
That's a result
All
of doing it
facts.
for yourself. That's a result.
No,
of
if it
doing
was
for
no
yourself.
women on this earth, you wouldn't even give a fuck about how you looked. It's all for women. It's all for kids. It's all for the other people. It has nothing to do with you. If you was the only person on this earth, you wouldn't give a fuck about your overcoming obstacles. You probably kill yourself.
No, you overcome the obstacles. Still,
You would probably kill yourself.
That's why I
Damn
said
sure
this.
wouldn't wear deodorant.
That's why I said this. Look, that's yo. First of all, I love everything that y'all saying. Number one, because I know a lot of people could relate to y'all. It's just not me. I'm not the one that relate to y'all. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's really
I'm
like
not asking for you to relate. I'm not even doing this for you. I'm using you as an example to illustrate to the audience why it's important for you to be able to compete and why you need to really, really lean into the idea that everything is a competition, because don't let anybody make you docile as a man. You have to understand that it's a war. It's a war against humanity. It's a war against your principles. It's a war against your morals. It's a war against men in general, from the very people that's making you docile and telling you that it's a partnership. It's a war against black people. It's a war against censorship. It's always going to be, it's a war against Ukraine. It's a war against the United States. It's always going to be a competition. So we can live in this civilized world. And one of the reasons why people feel so comfortable saying this bullshit is simply because they've been civilized and they exist in an environment where technology has afforded them the ability to be able to think like that.
They think
Right?
they're safe.
The reality is that it's always going to be a war. And the minute that you don't realize that, or the minute that you get comfortable enough to actually live in your femininity and you're not really living in your purpose like you say you are, then you find yourself on the outside looking in, because it's somebody that's always looking to take your spot, take your chick, take your position, take your spot at work, and definitely take your subscribers on YouTube. So you can live in this fictional world if you want to, but I know one thing is for sure and two things is for certain. Every single thing on this earth is looking to kill the next thing in order to make sure that it continues to grow.
Yeah,
That's the ecosystem.
Yeah, Tom, I can't even agree with you on that one, bro. Because even if we break it down to like a sports reference, it's like I said earlier, everybody is not built to compete. They got people on the court hooping, and they got people that's in the stands watching.
But guess what?
He's basically saying, like, I ain't got the urge to compete. I'm good running my
But
race.
the people in the stands are competing with each other by where they sit in the
I
stands.
agree though, Trill, but we're not saying that everybody is in that particular sport, but everybody in that stands is competing in one way or another in whatever respective place they are in life.
Got you. Okay, got you.
Everybody in that stands is competing for a better job, for more money, a better hoe, something.
Where they sitting at?
Where they
is a
sitting at? They want
competition.
to pay the money to get those
I
seats.
agree.
Where they sitting at is a competition. Some people sitting on the floor. Some people sit. That's a competition.
This is also a teachable moment to get that partnership thing out of here. So
Thank you.
A lot of people think it's like misogynist to say it's not a partnership, and let me explain this in detail. The woman will use that trope as partnership, but it's not really the man as to why it's not a partnership. It's because of the woman. Here's why. Women want to choose selective liability in a partnership. They want to adapt their exposure and blame at any given time in any situation. That's not what partners do. Even if it's 80-20, she's going to want to adapt it to 0 when it doesn't benefit her, adapt it back up to 50 when she benefits. That's not a partnership. It's because of the women that it's not a partnership. She will move and desert and retreat back to being a woman whenever there is blame to be had, and then want 50% of the partnership when it's glory to be had. It is not partnership.
And all that boils down to one thing: women are children. They will never be our freaking partner. The fuck,
man! I gotta disagree with y'all on that, bro. Because
Let go right
again,
on time.
Let
goes right on time.
You know what I'm saying? Even in that structure, if you got a woman that's like 5%, 10% partner, whatever the case may be, and let's take it to like a company, they wouldn't even be involved in those meetings. The partnership means that we both invested in this shit, but the weight is different. Sure, because if I invested 80% of the assets, then I'm the leading, but I dictate what happens. You just a part of the ship. You just a fixture. You know what I'm saying? So again, we still partners, but the weight is not the same in terms of the liability. Like the dominating partner is the one who is willing to take fault when things go wrong. But if I'm a 5%, 10% investor, compared to a motherfucker that's an 80, we still partners, but
more like a silent investor.
Hey, Trill, if you go to work every day you got a vested interest in seeing that company be successful, but are you a partner in it?
I wouldn't say so.
Nope.
Because I didn't invest like resource. I mean, like in terms of like the origin of the company, built the company. I'm just there going to get my check. I don't necessarily have
But
it.
you
Like
still got a
that
vested
company could
interest in
be
seeing
moving
it.
average, but as long as I'm getting my check, I don't really care.
But you still got a vested interest in seeing it to be successful, though, right?
I mean, it ain't necessarily got to be successful. It could be just barely above running, but as long as my check is good, I'm good.
But I
it's
mean,
instead
again,
of me investing resources in it, we all go in, and then it's definitely in my vested interest to grow, because I may just not be able to grow from my position. I may be janitor, whatever the case may be, and regardless of how well the company do, I'm still a janitor. But if I'm an investing partner into the company, like I took resources, you put 50,000, I put 10,000, he put 15, then you're right. I am invested in the growth of the company. But if I'm a janitor and I'm getting paid $8 an hour regardless, I don't have a vested interest in that company doing well. As long as y'all can stay above water and my check comes on time, I'm cool with that.
But I mean, if the company go bankrupt, but even you seeing it, the company stay above water, you still have a vested interest in seeing it stay above water, because if it doesn't, then you don't get your paycheck, though, right?
True.
So a lot of times I think that people misconstrue the idea that a partnership is automatically something that benefits you, and is not. Sometimes people want to see something become successful because they have a vested interest in, financially or whatever, in order to make sure. There's plenty of women that's waiting for a dude that at the end of the finish line in order to be able to marry him so that she can retire. People automatically say that just because you're married, that's a partnership. No, she just got a vested interest in seeing you successful because she know that it's going to benefit her too.
Absolutely.
That don't necessarily mean that it's a partnership. That just means that she waiting for you to win because she hypergamous and she want the best available option. As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further and say that money is the number one reason for people divorcing. They don't stick together. Money is the number one reason for divorce. It's not infidelity. It's not none of that. So if somebody got if she gonna monkey branch and swing over into the next dude as a result of you not being the dude financially that's providing the way that you do, is it still a partnership, or is it just her staying above water until she can't soak anything else out of it?
But see, I mean, I think the partnership is going to be a partnership as long as it's convenient for it too. It's just like if I'm invested in a company, say that I got 20,000 in it, and we start doing good, we get money or whatever. But then it start dropping, and I say, you know what, I'm about to sell my interest, and I'm going somewhere else. We were still partners while the arrangement was the arrangement. But the minute that this shit ain't convenient for me no more, I'm selling all my stocks and we going to invest somewhere else. It doesn't necessarily mean that we wasn't partners the whole time. We was. But, a better opportunity came up. I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I can hear you on that.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is women are not our goddamn partners, and it's gay to keep running around putting women with us and like they're damn partners. Shit don't make no damn sense.
They
I'm
never
sick
were
of this
meant to be.
modern man bullshit. We already got to deal with modern women. Now we got to deal with the damn modern men. We're partners. Like, the shit is crazy, and it makes me want to throw up. So I'm sick of it. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of it. And this is the reason why these damn women are running around acting stupid, because we men give them the ability to run around act stupid, because we run around, we're partners.
Say that last part again, because men do what?
Men be what?
You said men do what?
Huh?
I think that Trill's point could be valid, right?
Mario, you almost had him here, Mario.
The reality, though, I don't
know.
I think that with his point being made, there are different types of relationships, but it also continues to contribute to the alpha beta conversation, and that we shouldn't necessarily remove the labels because they are real. There's people that operate within a relationship a certain type of way, like partners. There's even guys that stay home while the chick go ahead and bring home the resources. That's a real thing, right? And that may work for them because everybody's relationship is not going to be the same. I personally believe, and it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily right, but my personal belief is that the most ideal and the thing that's best for us as a community is when men lead and they move as the head of the household. They're raised by other strong men in order to be that, to be conditioned to be that, so that when they get in a relationship, they know how to move.
100.
And then I think that also affects what it is that we build in as a community as far as the children that come after us. So,
yeah, I think also just like real quick though, I agree with Anton saying 1,000%. We can take the label off the alpha, beta, whatever, but we can name it something else. But there's always going to be tiers. That's just reality.
Same
I
thing.
just don't like the name alpha or beta.
Opportunity world, and everybody's on the
Listen,
same level.
just because you haven't achieved the alpha
everybody
setting,
and
don't
shit
mean
like
you
that.
don't gotta
None of that is
dislike.
valid. That we are going to always find a way to separate ourselves, regardless. If we don't got to call it alpha, we can call it greener or whatever the fuck else we want to name it. But the fact is that there are going to be tiers, regardless of what continent you on, what planet you on. It's going to be levels.
And it has to be a
get
hierarchy
comfortable
for
with
all
your
of us
level
to
of
survive,
elevator.
because what y'all don't realize is without the hierarchy, all of us are dead.
Yep.
That's
So what's
that's what people don't understand.
What's the purpose of even changing the names around? I mean, for what?
Because men
It is
get
what it is.
triggered whenever they're categorized.
No. What I'm saying is that, I mean, because of hurt feelings.
No,
We're about people's
it's
feelings and
it turns into
emotions. Is
like
that why
a
we have to
YouTube.
change? But is that
It
why we
turns
have to
into a
change the
YouTube talking
labels?
point, B Madden. It's
the
like, oh,
same
I'm an
shit.
alpha.
I mean, it almost feel like the same notion that these I call them the snow cone color hair social justice warrior crew folks go out there and do. If I don't like the way your lifestyle is, you want to call me a homophobic. If I don't like the way you do this, you want to call, I'm not any of those things. That's just the only thing that you can come up with to rebuttal, because you have nothing
misogynistic.
Right back, calling you a misogynist or
you're being
toxic
toxic masculinity.
Yeah, all that nonsense. That's just an excuse, because
I mean, in every kingdom throughout even in the movies today, you can go and watch Wakanda. In order for you to lead the tribe, you have to prove yourself, and you also have to challenge whoever is the top of the hierarchy.
Right.
Even Killmonger had to come in and challenge T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? In order to be able to take the throne.
Fact.
Wait, hold on. Wait, but hey, who challenged your girl though? I'm being funny. And Wakanda dude would have broke that girl in half.
But think about it though. The very idea, that's one of the reasons why people didn't like the movie.
Exactly.
They didn't like the second movie, and that's exactly why.
Yeah, no.
So I
didn't like it either. I didn't like it either.
Socialist environment, but I've never seen. Usually, when it's war, you have a commander in chief. You have somebody to make the strategic decisions. We elect the person to be able to make the determination to hit the button. We don't vote on whether or not we're gonna hit the button or not. Like, I've never seen a community organization to say, okay, so we're all gonna attack from the left, and then I need you to follow. You trust it for me to be the commander in chief. We're gonna go this way, we going to war, we taking over here. Now, whether you agree with them or not, that don't even matter. But we all got to be a united front in order for us to be successful. And it all comes from the top. And then he gives his orders down to whoever it is below him. And then they sprinkle their orders down, and you follow it out to a T in order for them to be successful. That's how it works. That's how we've been able to be conquered or conquer another society.
Now,
everything can't be a democracy.
That's why I was saying, like, in the sense of, I mean, I'm just gonna tell y'all, it's a great book. Y'all all should read it sometime, but it's a lot of books you should read. But this book particularly says, God is the head of Christ, Christ is the head of man, man is the head of woman, and so on and so forth. And so what we see right now, it seems like this system is doing everything it can to absolutely reverse that.
Yep.
It's the apps now. Kids can run the parents. And then the woman can run the man. And now people going around saying things like woman is God. Y'all lost.
I know that whenever I run up against a man and he got to consult with his woman, especially if he's doing it in front of me. Like he don't even, if a dude don't even hide and he say, oh, look, let me go talk to my wife first. I know I got him. I know that he's done. He doesn't hold. There's no way that he's ever going to be able to compete. Ever. And
he's one of those, but he pedestals his woman. He's the one.
I'll do you even better.
His woman.
One of the best ways to be able to defeat a person, every kingdom has fallen as a result of his woman. One of the easiest ways to get a dude set up to make sure that you can get him to do what you want to do. Dudes that then defer to their woman because she makes all of the buying decisions in the house. It's over. Even from a sales perspective. when I used to do 100% sales, I knew that if I can get to the woman, if the woman was the what we call the gatekeeper, it's over. You buying anything that I say because she. Well, I'm not gonna get into that. But my point is that if I can get to your woman, or if I can get you to say, well, let me talk to my woman or something like that, it's over. It's over, bro.
And Anton, what you just said too, bro. If y'all, and like I said, it's a great book, but most people know that story, Adam and Eve. You telling me all this time that Eve been there by himself, that serpent didn't want to come and talk to him?
That's a fact.
Why did he wait?
You're exactly right.
Why did he wait?
True.
Why did he wait?
He went to the woman. It said that she was easily
She ain't had no damn sense.
Easily. And then I raise you another one. After all that stuff happened, what did God say to Adam?
I'll do you one better.
He said, because you listened to your woman and
Facts.
you ate of the fruit.
Facts.
That's why he punished him. He didn't punish him because because he did the wrong thing. The first thing that he said was, I'm punishing you because you listen to her.
You listen to her.
She don't run shit. She don't run shit.
Right. I'm gonna tell you guys one of the things I learned, you get a lot of life lessons from raising your children. But my oldest son, when he was younger, I would say to him, if your brother does something to you, you don't do anything back to him. You come and tell me because I can get him a lot worse than what you can. So if it turns out that both of them got to fight, and my oldest one, why am I getting in trouble too? Because what did I tell you to do? Yeah, but he hit me. It does not matter. What did I? And Adam did the same thing. It's this woman you gave me. God, what did I tell you? Now, because you listened to her, now this is what's about to happen. Same as that scenario.
I'm gonna do you one better. Let me ask you a question, Anton. Since we're talking about beta and alpha, is it safe to say that would you look at men who are able to, in the Western culture, to able to go out here and find a wife and be able to navigate and have the right discernment, be able to find a wife among these freaking heathens we got to deal with today? So is it safe to say that the man that's traveling abroad and just calling it quits and saying, "Oh, I can't do it"? Is it safe to say that those guys are taking a beta male approach?
Yes, they're pure beta males. They're modern men whining about women. They can't find none, and they're going to go over there, and it's been proven that the women over there treats them like cornballs, just like they treat them like cornballs over here, because it's not the women, it's the cornball ass niggas.
I'll do you one better. Somebody said that it's based off of the women that's around you, of whether or not you alpha or not. And I disagree, because I would say that Bandman Kevo is a perfect example of how that's not true, right? Wherever you go, you still taking you with you. It don't really matter. Like, I always believe that, listen, if you want to go travel, then travel. But don't travel in order to be able to get women. It's like if you're going to buy a car because you're just a fresh dude. Don't buy a car just so you can go get women. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you go, you're going to have to take you with you. And I've always believed in leveling up and becoming the best version of yourself. And the women come with it. The money going to come with it. If you great at what you do, you going to get paid for it. So you don't have to do it for that particular reason. You don't have to do it for the hoes. If you a real one, then you know that I don't have to chase hoes because she going to be there. It ain't never going to be no shortage of hoes. It ain't never going to be no shortage of pussy. So I agree with you, Mr. Lego. I think that, or Bruiser, I think that when you move in a certain type of way, you gonna get them no matter where you go. It don't matter if you overseas, it don't matter if you in Europe, it don't matter if you in New York, Houston, Miami, California.
You are who you are, regardless of what.
When I see dudes complaining, but you don't know how, man. Let me tell you something. The nature of women, hoes, pussy, it's been the same since the prehistoric times. It ain't no different. They the same yesterday as they are today. It don't fucking matter, bro.
Thing is, bro, they want to go over there to where they can turn the sliders down. I don't know who play 2K on here, but they want to go where they can turn the sliders down, and it's easier over there just to get buckets, right? But again, it's like Anton's saying, if you are who you are, you can put me anywhere, any city, any country, any continent. It's gonna be the same result.
Right. So you get over there, you're 99.
But still, they paying for 2K coins. Like, them women still see them as tricks.
Right.
They don't look at them. They be like, oh, okay, so we got a nigga that's paying. The price may not be as high because of the currency exchange rate, but nigga, you still a trick. A trick is a trick. It don't matter if you go out overseas or you still here. You still tricking, bro.
And that's why on some of these panels they get pissed off when I tell them. I mean, they're like, "No, you've been married, so you've been married for a long time, so it's different." I'm like, dude, I don't care what y'all say. If I was not married right now, I would have no problem getting one of y'all so-called modern. I wouldn't be with a modern woman for one, because she wouldn't be attracted to somebody like me. But I was telling them I'll have no problem getting no woman in 2023 because the type of person that I am.
The real answer is I wouldn't give a fuck.
And that's what they don't like. They want you to give a care. But no, man, because they be no, but see these hoes, man, these
answer.
and you like, dude, I don't care because the type of man that I am and how I move.
I could be by myself and be straight. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. Like if they around and it's convenient for me, then fine. But the woman is not my number one priority. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Nope.
And the wild part is that
You're
not
the
giving
priority.
what draw them to you. And that's what a lot of men don't understand. They be out here trying to figure out, okay, how can I crack the code? Easy, be you and be unapologetically you. Go your own way.
That's it.
And be successful. Also,
And
if
she don't love you for you, she ain't it.
That's it.
She don't love you for you. She ain't it for you. Don't be
trying
trying
to
to win her
gotta have
over.
the right
She ain't
cologne
it.
on too.
Yeah, man. Women
layer
respect
it up.
adults the same way men do. That's how these tiers that we talking about even get established.
And
because when I look at him, I know that he's accomplished some shit. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna put way more weight, way more respect on what he's saying than a motherfucker that's telling me something that ain't.
Bro, that's what I'm
women
saying.
move the exact same way, but when you start trying to bend, you start trying to appease to what it is they want.
Right.
Now they looking at you, okay, so I can puppet string you. So now I'm losing respect for you in comparison to a man that they can't do that with. Now they have to chase. And then that's when you got in the palm of your hand, modern woman, traditional woman, don't matter who. You understand? So again, man, it's all about,
Lego, you still got that bottle of curve?
You.
Any woman that comes around me brings a chair with her because she knows she's gonna have to sit her ass down. Period.
Let me get to these super chats real quick, man.
Oh, so goddamn corny.
Check Auto LLC says Trump is an alpha, Biden is a beta. Check Auto LLC 4999 also member said leadership structure rules and commandments at trail. Not every Israelite that left Egypt went into the promised land. Moses followed the rules and the commandments, and those who did not listen died. Those who listened saw the promised land.
He didn't either. Just saying.
Will G $5 member said,
why was that directed at me? I wonder. I don't remember making no reference like that. But go ahead, Jay. Oh, my bad.
Mr. Lego been trying to prove he's Bruce's alpha the last few shows. Trigger Mike $2 also member says, what is called when two bald guys fight? Check Auto LLC 499 also member says alpha male do Carfax, beta don't give a fuck. Sir Shot 87 $2 says Sierra treats Russell Wilson like a baby brother. Big at 11 $10 says Mike was in the Navy with me as well. Oh hell no. Will G $2 also member says being a fan is the core ingredient in being a beta. Caesar Palace $5 also member says Bruce 100% right. Who do you guys think runs that family, Russell or Sierra? She does whatever she wants and puts up with it. Beta move. Right. MC Heavy Tits 499 also member says if you fart on bread before you toast it, you can cut your calories in half. Women ruin your gut, your gains. Joy Harbor $5 also said women can evolve too. Why women the only ones who can't evolve? Question mark. Jesse Green $5 also says Anton, a partner and a partnership can be one and the same. You just make the final decision. Think for sure you are increased by the power of thought. The real Pookie $2 also remember says Anton, son and you alpha right B. Check Auto LLC also remember says I will like at Trio and at Mass to go down to Africa and live for 6 months. I bet you their mindset will change. They will have a better definition of alpha and beta. Caesar Palace $5 also remember says there's a such thing as 50-50 partnership if a woman decides not to have sex with you in a marriage. What can you do but wait until she says yes again? Got another one right here.
Hell, what the hell's
no
what?
shy
Well, she would tell me that shit.
It says men
Ain't no
running from the
50-50.
world alpha like women running from submission.
What you gonna do? Take it?
Mr. Let Go escort her right out the door.
Check out LLC 499 says a
Thank
woman's
you.
wife is the last gift God gave a man after creation. It's all the super chats that came through so far. Just want to say thank the men for their perspectives tonight. Make sure you guys follow everybody on their own individual platforms. We got Mr. Let Go, Trill AC from Crew Season, Anton Daniels, Bruiser, Concur Network, MRM, The Renaissance Man. B Madden, make sure you guys check him out. He's a celebrity. Luis with the designs, make sure you guys check him out. And the Mindset Mogul, he's doing his thing over there. Follow him on Instagram.
Partnership.
Make sure you guys support each other, man. Let's go ahead and just.
You want to start a partnership with you in your channel Mindset.
Come through,
90-10 split, me.
Yeah.
90-10 split.
Come through, get this money, man. Stop playing.
Let's do a 50-50 partnership.
90-10 split. He want to make all the decisions though.
90-10 split.
I'm in. I'll take a split. I'll take a piece.
All right. Hey, and make sure you guys check out Trigger Mike. She wants the wedding in the morning at 11 o'clock CST AM. Go ahead, check them out. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel on the way out, man. You guys enjoy your evening. I just want to say thank you, everybody that has supported the platform and that has watched tonight. If you're just tuning in, you missed a good one. Catch the replay. Appreciate you guys. We out.
Take care, JR.
All right, now.